So here comes Giasov. He is all business as he marches towards the ring. He's a 20-1 favorite, but he's a big favorite the last time we saw him, Chris, and he squeaked out a split decision win.
Yeah, said he learned a lot from that fight, specifically when it came to finishing rounds. He thought he left too much open to interpretation for the judges. He wants to get back to being the guy that we saw earlier in his career, and his team wants that too. This was a guy that very early on was showcasing really strong power in this weight class. He has gotten away from that. His last 5 fights, only 1 stoppage, and that was against Pablo Cesar Cano, who suffered an ankle injury that caused the stoppage. So they want to see him get back to being the puncher he was early in his career.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, good evening and welcome to the iconic Boardwalk Hall here in America's Playground, Atlantic City, New Jersey, USA. We are live on the zone for a big night of World Championship Professional Boxing. It's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We're sponsored tonight by Bet Online, Everlast, El Mexicano, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Riyadh Season, Visit Atlantic City, and Drift. This bout is brought to you in association with World of Boxing and is sanctioned under the auspices of the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. The commissioner is Larry Hazard. Introducing your 3 judges scoring this contest from ringside: Anthony Lundy, Ron McNair, and Paul Wallace. At the center of the belt, your 3rd man in the ring, referee David Franciosi. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 10 rounds of boxing scheduled in the welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears white with gold trim. He scaled 153 pounds. His professional record, 17 victories, 2 defeats with 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Peleando desde La Zapita, Buenos Aires, Argentina. Please welcome Franco Cazador Ocampo. And his opponent across the ring fighting out of the blue corner. He wears white with green trim. He scaled 149 pounds. His professional record, perfect. 16 fights, 16 victories with 9 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Bukhara, Uzbekistan. Here is the 2016 Olympic silver medalist and the former WBA international and IBF North American champion, Chakram Wonderboy Giasov.
Seconds out. All right, gentlemen, we already went over the rules earlier. Most important, protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times, and as I said, give me a good clean break. Good luck, best of luck.
So Chakram Giasov, rated 1st by the WBA, 7th by the WBO, hoping to get a world title shot. If not in his next fight, hopefully the one after that. But first things first, he's got Franco Ocampo, a relative unknown from Argentina, but if you saw some of the Argentine fighters we've called in the past, he is going to be a tough out.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Every time you see a tough Argentinian on the fight card, you never know what you're going to get. There have been some really good fighters fighting out of Argentina, most notably recently Sergio Martinez, great former world champion Ryan Castaño. Ocampo told us he knows both those guys. Says he's more Sergio Martinez as a fighter than he is the pressure guy that is Castaño.
I don't see the Sergio Martinez. Martinez had brilliant footwork, great upper body movement. He was a southpaw, speed, power. Ocampo doesn't have none of that. Ocampo's he has bad balance, but he has good timing. That's what I was talking about by sneaky good. But his technique, that's the main thing that really worries me when it comes to him. He drops his hands, and he doesn't have the speed to actually get out of the way. But just like that.
You don't see the warning from the referee to Giasov. It's like death taxes and Giasov getting warned for low punches. Like, he is not afraid to stray near that belt line to land the body shots. Why he's one of the best body punchers in boxing. He's pretty aggressive with that body work.
Well, we saw in his last fight against Miguel Parra in Santa Monica, that was July of last year, he hit Parra with a brutal body shot, as clean as you want, dropped him, but the referee said it was low and in fact took a point away. Giasov should have won by knockout. Instead it went to the card, split decision win.
And that's one of those fights where the box rec doesn't do it justice. Giasov had a great body shot.
Digging with that left hand, Sergio.
Listen, the longer this fight goes, the worse it's going to look for Giasov, especially if he wants a big performance. He wants to get these title shots. Think about Ocampo. He's a tricky fighter. He already turned southpaw, and he went back and forth. It was to his detriment. He got caught in between with the left hook. But if he can get that jab going, and he can switch orthodox and southpaw and do it right and responsibly, he can give issues to Giasov.
Giasov on the front foot since the opening bell. He likes to put pressure on his opponents, break them down. But every time he's kind of stepped up to the upper echelon of opponents, Sergio, he's struggled a little bit.
Yeah,
he used to knock everybody out.
It's like he gets content with just winning rounds and being in control and not losing a fight. I mean, not losing rounds. But that's not what he needs right now. He needs to get people talking about him again.
Oh, there's a left hook, and it almost dropped Ocampo. That'll get people talking here in Atlantic City. The Argentinian backed in the corner, eats another left. Shot from Giasov. He wants a first-round knockout. Can Wonder Boy seal the deal here? 30 seconds to go, and Ocampo's down.
Beautiful, not smothering his power. He was backing up. He let Ocampo fall off balance and not coming into a shot. He doesn't want anymore.
8, 9.
He is up, but barely. The referee taking a good look. Ocampo has the look of resignation in his face. Giasov chomping at the bit. He's got 10 seconds to finish the job.
10 seconds is a lifetime when you're that hurt. One more shot.
And that'll do it. They'll make it to the end of the round, but just.
Bajate la mano, boludo, no hay banquito, nada, acá como es. Bajate la mano, hijo, por eso te come la mano, boludo. ¿Estás bien? Mírame. ¿Ves? ¿Ves bien? ¿Estás sentido todavía? Decime la verdad.
Ocampo with his back flat against the ropes. Do you want to get angle whenever you are hurt and you want to lay against the ropes? You got to stay sideways, not get flat-footed, not get in front of an opponent that long. He got caught with that left hook twice. That's the reason he almost got knocked out.
Nice right hand to start the round for Ocampo, who's trying to show some signs of life.
Sergio, those headshots that Giasov landed that rocked Ocampo, those were all due to going to the body first. Like, Ocampo's very wary of getting hit in the midsection.
And Giasov's well aware of that, and that's the reason he started this round going to the body. But that left hook will be there again because Ocampo lacks good defense. He doesn't keep his hands up, and he gets lazy with that. And in exchanges, which is another thing, Ocampo, he likes exchanging with a bigger, faster puncher. That's a no-no for him.
Giasov looks so much bigger than Ocampo. Both men entered this fight with 91 total rounds. Identical, they have the same amount of experience, but of course, Giasov's opponents have been much better quality.
Yeah, Giasov is, of course, a former Olympic silver medalist. Great background in Uzbekistan, great training camp. He's part of that group that includes Emjak Medalyev, Bektamir Melikuziev. So these guys are extremely talented fighters.
You can see Ocampo much more gun-shy now, playing defense first.
Yeah, there's levels to this game. Giasov, like you said, Chris, was a silver medalist, and this is a man who only had 21 fights as an amateur. So there's levels to the amateur game, and of course, levels in the pro game.
Good counter right.
Ocampo told us he didn't want to start fast. I mean, he started fast, but he was at the wrong end of it. Giasov started a lot faster. And you can see that Giasov is taking his time, being patient.
Ocampo fighting for just the first time in 15 months, so he might have some ring rust, but the Wonder Boy already knocked that off of him in round one. But hey, in the past, Chris, we've seen Giasov have opponents down early, having trouble, but he just hasn't been able to put them away.
Yeah, this is where you'd like to see Giasov step on the gas. I mean, the body language on Ocampo after he went down was not good. Like, he was not looking to be in this fight. If Giasov lets his hands go, I think the referee's going to step in.
Almost went down there with another left hand.
I think Giasov's looking for the one-punch knockout, though. I think he's looking for that kind of spectacular statement.
I think he's having such an easy time in there landing shots. I mean, everything he throws is landing on Ocampo, whether it's a straight jab, a straight right hand. Fighters are supposed to avoid the first punches. Normally in combinations, Ocampo has zero upper body movement. He has no fast twitch muscle. Giasov should take advantage of that with combinations and speed. That's how he gets the stoppage.
And now Ocampo's not moving. Ocampo not moving at all, just sitting against the ropes. Eats another left. He can't get out of the way.
And he might have busted that nose, too. Keeps grabbing at it with or pawing at it with his glove.
Giasov can't miss. I mean, he's power pot shotting this man, and he can't miss with every punch that he throws.
5 seconds.
Well, you probably could have gotten pretty good odds for Ocampo to make it out of round 2, and he did it.
And this was a knockdown back in round 1. This is what I liked about Giasov. Notice right there, Ocampo tried to smother the attack. He tried to clinch, and Giasov's feet just stepped back real nicely to make him fall off balance, make him run into the shots. That's experience right there. That is a guy that's really calm under the pressure.
Está esperando que meta esa mano, cambiásela. Métesela por adentro. Pero esperalo, vos lo tenés que esperarlo o tenés que cerrarte bien y acortarlo. Vos subime las manos, no te me quedes con la derecha abajo, hijo. No te me quedes con la derecha abajo.
He caught the corner of Shakram Giasov. His trainer for this fight is Radza Butayev, who we saw a few years ago in the ring against Elimantas Stanionis, former 147-pound contender as well.
Let's see if Giasov steps on the pedal here. The last thing he wants to do is allow Ocampo to just hang in there for 5 or 6 rounds.
I agree, and that's the knock that we have on Giasov. He starts off really fast. He looks good. It looks like he's going to get the fighter out, and then all of a sudden it goes a distance. He's having issues with the fighter in front of him. He shouldn't be having issues with a fighter like Ocampo, who, like I said, has bad technique, bad balance, doesn't have a quick jab. See, everything that he's throwing is landing with it. You can just bust him up with shotgun jabs if you're Giasov. Bust up that nose, bruise up that face, and have his team or anyone else stop this fight. Because I can already tell, Ocampo does take a big punch, but he's going to get hit too cleanly.
It's got to be more than one punch for Giasov. I'd like to see him put together 3-4 punch combinations. We've seen that from him just like that in the past. Downstairs, back upstairs, that left hook.
That body shot was nice. Went around the left elbow of Ocampo. And he can do that again and switch it up with the overhand right around the guard. It'd be a good night.
Giasov only 16 pro fights at the age of 31, but had 400 amateur bouts, so he's seen it all in there.
Ocampo's just kind of standing there, eating jabs. I guess he can do that for a while.
Well, he knows that against the ropes, at least he can have Giasov come at him, so he feels a little bit more safe against the ropes. It's in the middle of the ring where he can't compete with the footwork, the speed, the angles. So in a way, he's safer against the ropes and in the corner.
Such a hot start for Giasov.
Good body shot. That hurt Ocampo.
Yeah, and he might drop. He might go down trying to fight his way out of it, but that right elbow is protecting the liver. I don't know if Giasov knows that he hurt him.
Yeah, it was a nice left hook, man. This is the thing about these athletic fighters, these Uzbek fighters. When I watch them fight, they throw brilliant combinations, but they don't double up on shots, especially to the body. When you have someone hurt like that to the body, even if they block it or hit the forearm, that's still going to be damaging. Go downstairs, double, even triple up that body shot downstairs.
By the way, at 31 years old, can we still call Giasov Wonder Boy? Does he have to be Wonder Man now? At what point do we make the transition?
Sure, I mean, we still call Oscar the Golden Boy, so.
There you go.
What's a word for an old snake?
Serpiente vieja.
We prefer English, Sergio, but you can't hit your sat button at home. So another dominant round for Giasov, who doesn't get to finish. It seems that he can almost get whatever he wants if he goes for the gusto. Hey, Box Lab Promotions presents an exciting night of boxing as Kevin Brown faces Uteri Suero live from Orlando next Friday as part of DAZN's 185-plus fight nights a year. 185, Chris Mannix.
That's a lot. It's a lot of fight nights.
Whenever you're touching upstairs, it's downstairs is going to be open because, look, a fighter that's outmatched like Ocampo is not expecting shots to come under like that. That's a good shot. That put anyone down right there. Anytime you land those shots that cleanly, Giasov should keep going back downstairs. Even if they're blocked, they're going to hurt just as much.
So round 4, who would have thought we'd be this deep into the fight? Nice right hand there for Ocampo. We'd be this deep into the fight after Ocampo nearly got stopped at the end of round 1.
Good shot.
Right. Yeah, you're right, Sergio. Ocampo just wants to go back and find the ropes. He's backing up there. He cannot do anything in the middle of the ring.
No, he can't because he doesn't have the legs, the strength, the bounce on his feet. He gets in trouble in the middle of the ring. So, yeah, at least against the ropes, you're getting the feeling of the ropes going back and forth. And some fighters can actually fight well with that bounce.
Giasov, as Chris mentioned earlier, fighting in memory and in honor of his daughter, Miriam, who passed away just a few months ago. That cannot be an easy thing to do.
I couldn't even imagine being in camp and having that tragic news, this horrible news. And it just happened 1 month ago, and now he's back right here fighting. It's incredible. I mean, the way that fighters compartmentalize their personal life to take care of business, it's on another level.
Well, Sergio, as you know, sometimes when you have tragedy in your life, the one thing you want to do is not think about it all the time. You want to do something to keep your mind occupied, and this is the craft that he is so good at as we look at power shots thrown and landed, and it's been all Giasov.
You guys were talking a little bit about the lackluster performances as of late, and I do think his daughter's health had a lot to do with that. He would spend a lot of time visiting doctors around the world, trying to find the treatments that might work, and they take a toll when you're spending your downtime trying to...
a body punch. Sorry, Chris. Just a nice little light touch with the right hand, Sergio. Picture pinpoint perfect.
There was nothing light about that. Was a straight right hand to the body. This fight is over.
And Shakrab Giasov gets the knockout win he wanted. And in honor of his late daughter, congratulations to the Wonder Boy who wins here in Atlantic City.
What a great man. What a great fighter. And, man, to be here, to do exactly what he's doing, it really is incredible. After his daughter's demise and passing, man, I mean, I gotta give all the credit in the world, and God bless this man.
So Giasov now 17-0 with 10 knockouts. Sergio, he's been saying, look, I'm next man up. He wants a title opportunity. In your opinion, should he get it?
Yeah, well, he's highly ranked, especially in WBA. So, yeah, he deserves it. Ocampo, we knew that he was here as a B-side, but this is a man that hasn't been knocked out in 19 fights. He had amateur and Olympic experience as well. Giasov did the job, got the knockout, and it was with one punch to the body. You hardly see that. It's a rarity. So, all credit to Giasov. He passed the test.
We'll see the knockout in just a minute, but want to tell you where we're going to be next weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Oceanside, California, live on DAZN. Gabriela Fundora, the youngest undisputed champion of boxing history, will be defending her ring, IBF, WBA, WBC, and WBO flyweight world titles against undefeated Marilyn Badillo. That's next Saturday from California. Sergio, you said it was a powerful shot. To me, it looked like he just reached out and hit him with a stun gun.
Why don't you watch it again and see where it lands perfectly right there. Those shots right there, those hurt me right now just watching them. You can see the grimace in the face. That's a right hand to the liver. I mean, normally you're accustomed to getting left hooks to the liver, but the lead right hand, that's a dominant hand from a right-handed fighter landing right on that organ. It's painful. You're not going to get up from those shots. And you can see, look, touch him upstairs, and Giasov still got hit with that right hand. Didn't phase him, nothing to keep him off him, just to set up that shot. Throw away a jab upstairs, bend your knees, get that nice right hand downstairs.
So the silver medalist from the 2016 Olympics has another win in the welterweight division. He's rated first by the WBA, seventh by the WBO. His future looks very bright. Let's make it official. And David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee David Franciosi reaches the count of 10 at 1 minute and 57 seconds of round number 4, declaring your winner by knockout. He's still undefeated, Jaron Wonderboy Giasov.
Jaron Giasov. Upward and onward. Sergio, his last performance, you gave him a C.
I did.
What would you give him tonight?
Well, you gotta give this man an A. I mean, he did everything that you want from somebody that still has championship ambitions, and he knocked out a fighter that's never been stopped. A guy that came to win, a guy that was, stubborn, and he got him out of there. So I give him an A. You have to give him an A.
He's standing by now with Chris Mannix.
Well, Jaron, congratulations. You stay undefeated, and you get your first knockout in about 4 years. How'd you feel about that performance?
I'm feeling great because, yes, of course, 4 years and hard opponents for me, big fights, 12 rounds more. For me, it's experience, 4, 5 fights and 12 rounds, 10 rounds. It's good for me. But now I'm starting my knockout,
You known for this fight early on with that knockdown to the head. You went back downstairs to the body. What was working for you in this fight?
Yes, of course. We are with team working hard work, to good camp for us. We're working more body work, more body shot, and more combination for knockout. We got it. We did it.
It was obviously a difficult camp for you with the passing of your daughter. What kind of emotions did you have coming into the ring tonight?
It's for me very, very, very hard and very hard camp, because I'm lost my daughter. She see me. She's now watching me. She pray for me. I promise her. I promise I want to be world champion. I love it here.
You made her that promise. Now you, Jaron, of course, you're next in line.
It's fight for my daughter. It's victory for my daughter. Next fight, I promise for my daughter, I be world champion. She believed me. I did it. I know this. Give me chance, I do it.
Congratulations, Jaron. Great fight, and best to you and your family.
Thank you so much, brother. Thank you.
Well, Sergio, we both have daughters. I mean, I can't imagine.
Man, I'd hit my heart, man. I don't know how to respond to that. I wouldn't be able to do what he did, Todd. I'll tell you that, man. I wouldn't be able to do what he just did.
Well, how can you doubt what he says when he's telling us his next fight will be for a world championship? He promised his daughter he would win it, and he knows he's going to do it. You do not want any part of Jaron Giasov anytime soon. Let's take a look back at his performance here tonight, a performance that Sergio rated an A.
And I'll tell you again, I'm going to tell you because this is a stubborn guy in Ocampo. He was confident. He came into this fight very confident. He said he had more power than his percentage indicated. But it wasn't the power that intimidated with Giasov. It was the balance. It was the footwork. It was the pot shot. He couldn't miss with either punch. But that right hand right there, you can't get hit with a straight right hand right to the liver right there. Ocampo's not a natural southpaw. What was he doing on that stance? That's why he got caught with that shot. He wasn't able to get out in time because he's not an natural left-hander. Giasov figured him out, got the stoppage.
Let's take a look at our CompuBox totals after this one. In the welterweight division, Giasov 65 landed punches, 29 for Ocampo. Giasov more accurate and more busy. Here's our updated fight card. 1 down, 3 to go, including the return of Orlando's Omari Jones, the only American to win a medal in the last Olympic Games. He'll be taking on William Jackson as we count down the moments to our main event, Ennis and Stanionis.
Hey, listen up. Let's have it. You know you've always got your eye on the prize. The championship belt. And why wouldn't you? You're a finely tuned, well-oiled boxing watching machine, capable of consuming over 185 fights on the zone every year.
We've gone big. We've gone global.
Churning through combinations, comebacks, and non-stop knockouts. With big fights every week, you're the best in the world. So go on, get that belt, champ. The zone. Undisputed.
When I was a kid, I had this dream, to become world champion. I didn't know if I would be successful, but I just gave it my all, and I left my family, my friends, everybody, and I went to the United States. I wanted to pursue my dream, and I become world champion with hard work, dedication, discipline. I was all in. It's like I never was like partying or doing crazy stuff. I had my goal, and I was doing basically everything right, and I succeeded.
Gerai laikas. O senai jau prasidėjo, tai turbūt jau 17 kokį metą atgal, 2008 metais. Ir yra, aš išskiriu 3 dalykus. Tai yra sugebėjimas perkentėti skausmą, nuovargį ar ne, ta psichologinis balansas ir motyvacija. Ir tie visi 3 dalykai pas jį buvo. 3 eini apatiniai, 4 eini kimštinis ir 5 suoliukas. Šiandienos tikslas tai yra anaerobinės laktatinės ištvermės lavinimas.
It's like brutal circuit, I'm calling like that. So
10 dirbam, 10 sekundžių pereini prie kitos, pasiruošęs.
Every fighter has their edge on what they do, right? And this kid is just—he's non-stop, man. His stamina is incredible.
Geras mokinys, darbštus. Tai jį tikrai treniruoti nėra sunku, kadangi ką duodi dirbti, jisai daro su maksimaliom pastangom. Kartais net reikia stabdyti.
Some fighters, are a little bit blessed with power. Some fighters with stamina, some with speed,
Hey, appreciate everybody coming through, kicking it with me tonight, man, for this live reaction round by round for Boots Ennis and what his name? Elimantas for the fight, y'all. Right now, if you wonder what you're listening to, this is Elimantas. This is him talking during this training camp right here, y'all. They just killing a little time till the next fight on the undercard comes up, man. But I appreciate everybody coming through, kicking it with me, man. Yes, sir. And if y'all like the content, most definitely make sure y'all double tap the screen for the likes and subscribe to the channel if y'all like the content, man. A little bit about the channel, and I'm going to get back to it, man. We do a little bit of everything over here. Of course, you see boxing. We do NFL, NBA. We do college football and college basketball, man. So if y'all like to do a little bit of everything like I do, y'all most definitely subscribe through the channel and kick it with your boy Big Tight, man. But here we go. I'm finna get ready to get back playing it, y'all. Appreciate y'all coming through.
Your Call London, and finally, Queensberry Promotion presents Fabio Wardley versus Jarrell Big Baby Miller in a heavyweight clash on June 7th, live from Ipswich Town, Portsmouth Road in the UK. We got an exciting fight coming up in May. Ryan's had quite a turbulent year, but what are you expecting out of him?
Well, I mean, look, first off, it's exciting because it's in the middle of Times Square, something that's never been done before. But the fact that he's dealt with a lot, he's dealt with suspension, he received criticism because people are not giving him the credit for the Haney fight because of the positive drug test. But I think Rolly is going to bring the best out of Ryan Garcia. There's bad blood because of their sparring session. Rolly kind of got the better of Ryan Garcia during that sparring session, but that was about 6-7 years ago. It was a young Ryan Garcia. This is a different Ryan Garcia. And, you know, I sat down with him on our show, on our podcast at Ring Champs on All the Smoke, and he seems so level-headed. He put all the bad press behind him. I think we're going to see a good performance from Ryan Garcia.
Well, you briefly mentioned Haney, but many are saying that he's just not the same Devin Haney he was before the loss to Ryan Garcia. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I don't know why people are saying that. I mean, they haven't seen him in the ring. He has not fought since that, so how can they judge him not being the same fighter where he hasn't been in the ring yet? Look, he suffered a bad loss, but it's one fight. Boxing, you're as good as your last fight, so we'll see how he does against Ramirez. He's one of the greatest, one of the best talented fighters in the sport today, skill-wise. If he has a mental fortitude to get past that loss, I think we'll see a great performance from Devin Haney as well.
Well, last but not least, it seems like Teofimo has successfully gotten under Arnold Barboza Jr.'s skin. I mean, what could we expect and what should we expect from that fight?
Well, listen, Teo gets under everybody's skin, right? But that's what he wants.
I think it's funny.
Yeah, that's what he does. I mean, he both press conferences leading up to that fight, people were talking about what he was saying. Those are the clips that were going viral. Of course, he got under Barboza's skin. I mean, he also smacked him during the press conference. So we're going to get an upset Barboza in that fight. But Teofimo, there's no question that he's one of the most talented boxers in all of boxing. He proved it on a high level, on the highest level, when he beat Lomachenko at a young age. Then he beat Josh Taylor, who was considered undisputed champion. So Teo has the talent. He seems like to be in a good place right now. As upset as Barboza's going to be, I don't think that he's quick enough and has the skill level of Teofimo Lopez, but he is a real threat.
Well, we will find out soon. Second bout of the night, one of the hottest prospects in the junior middleweight division is up next.
Dazzling in his pro debut.
I feel like it went pretty much to perfection. I was able to put on for my hometown, Orlando, Florida. 2-0 would mean a little bit more. It shows that I'm a little bit more established as a professional. You were just going to see a better Omari Jones. I feel like I'll be winning in dominant fashion again. If it's time to go for the kill, we go for the kill. I want to make a statement in all my fights. Just keep showing people that I'm able to adjust to the professional ranks and become in the Hall of Fame one day. But I'm just going to take it one fight at a time.
Well, he better take it one fight at a time because he's only had one fight. Omari Jones, 1-0 with one knockout, fighting out of Orlando, Florida, the 2024 bronze medalist in the Olympic Games, flirted with coming to the 2028 Summer Olympics, but decided to turn pro because he said, why wait and try and win a gold medal when I can win a world title? High aspirations, Chris Mannix. Do you think he can do it?
Yeah, I think he can. I think the question's going to be, what is the weight class that he operates out of moving forward? You see the physical tools on him. Big, long, good power, excellent boxer. Showcased that in the most recent Olympics. So he's got the potential to be a big fighter at welterweight if he can get down there, or campaign in the junior middleweight division. But he is an excellent prospect, and he's got an opponent in front of him in William Jackson, who I think he can look pretty good against. William Jackson surprised Sergio when I talking to him this week. Said he had more than 300 amateur fights. He was a decorated amateur fighting out of Ohio. He's fallen on some hard times since then. Said he had about a month to prepare for this fight. Wasn't really doing, what was his word, Sergio? Doing a whole lot of nothing. Man, he was sitting around waiting for this fight, but here he is, ready to face Amari Jones.
That man right there, William Action Jackson, I couldn't believe how honest he was, man. He was so dead honest. Normally fighters front and they say, oh, well, look, I'm going to do this. I'm a power puncher. No. He just kept it real. He knows he's the underdog. He's 36 years old. He hasn't fought in a while. He's lost 3, got knocked out twice. He knows what he's in against. However long it lasts, Action Jackson's going to go down swinging.
Well, Sergio built him up a little bit. I'll try not to break him down too much by saying that he hasn't won a fight in more than 10 years. And that is a true statement.
I said he was going to go down swinging.
Well, here we go. Jones, just 22 years old, 5'11". He'll have a height and reach advantage over Action Jackson, who turned pro 6 days before Jones's 6th birthday. Oh, it's true. It's true. Here's David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Boardwalk Hall live on the Zone, it's now time for a special welterweight attraction. Set to make his ring walk, William Action Jackson.
Hey, well, it's still pretty cool, though, right, Sergio? If you hadn't won a fight in over 10 years, you get to come out in this historic Boardwalk Hall where, you know, George Foreman has fought Evander Holyfield, Floyd Mayweather, Arturo Gatti, Roberto Duran. He's making the walk. Pretty cool.
He's making the walk as a sacrificial lamb, probably, but yeah, it's cool for him. I mean, the man had an extensive amateur record because of his personal issues outside the ring, because of the fact that he couldn't get his career going, he couldn't get it promoted, he couldn't do a lot of things. Now at 36 years old, he's making the walk. So, yes, look at the positive side of things. Big moment for William Jackson.
And look, we know what William Jackson is here for. He's here to be the second win on Amari Jones' career. But, guys, we have seen too many times, prospects fall victim to more experienced fighters. Amari Jones definitely has to be careful coming into this fight.
And that's the same T-shirt that Chris Mannix usually wears on the broadcast.
I think he borrowed it.
That one has a better neck, tighter neck.
And now entering the arena, Amari Banger Jones.
So it's yet to be determined just how good Jones will be in the ring. But Chris, we already know how great he is outside of the ring. In fact, earlier this week, he spoke to over 100 young boxers here in South Jersey at the community-based gym to help inspire the next generation. He ran them through drills, and he said, hey, listen, boxing changed my life, and now I want to use boxing to help change other kids' lives.
Yeah, and he's favored to win significantly here on the Fan Zone vote. He can be that type of guy. Very talented young fighter out of Orlando, Florida. You don't typically associate Orlando with boxing, but it has a great Puerto Rican community down there. Fighters like Antonio Tarver have come out of Orlando, and Amari Jones hopes to be the next big thing. And we saw he drew a pretty good crowd there at the arena last time around in Orlando. He hopes to make that a home base for him as his career moves forward.
Yeah, the Caribe Royale has become a boxing hotspot here for DAZN. MVP promotions constantly there, Matchroom as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the iconic Boardwalk Hall here in Atlantic City, New Jersey, live on DAZN, we are set to go with a special welterweight attraction. And it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We're brought to you by Bet Online, Everlast, El Mexicano, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Riyadh Season, Visit Atlantic City, and Drip. Introducing your 3 judges scoring this contest from ringside: Jacqueline Atkins, Ron McNair, and Robin Taylor. And at the sound of the bell, your third man in the ring, referee David Franciosi. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of boxing scheduled in the welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears red with white trim. He scaled 150 pounds. His professional record, 13 victories, 5 defeats, 2 draws, with 5 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Please welcome William Action Jackson. And his opponent across the ring fighting out of the blue corner. He was red with black and gray trim. He scaled 149 1/2 pounds. His young professional record thus far perfect. 1 fight, 1 victory, and that victory came by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2024 Olympic bronze medalist fighting out of Orlando, Florida, Omari Banger Jones.
Right, seconds out, gentlemen. We already went over the rules earlier. Most important, protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times, and as I said, give me a good clean break. Good luck, touch him up.
So Omari Jones in his first fight scored a second-round knockout. How quick can he dispose of William Jackson? And Sergio, how quick does he want to? He was saying this week he wouldn't mind getting some rounds in.
I think with the experience that Jackson has as far as his amateur experience, he does come from Cincinnati. I mean, a lot of good boxers come from Cincinnati. He does have a good right hand. If he can get out of his first round, maybe he can get some rounds.
So Omari Jones in the gray gloves, William Jackson in the red gloves. They have very similar trunks on, as you can tell.
Yeah, but Jones has a more swaggier,
fur.
Red. Yeah, yes, fur or chinchilla. I don't know what that is. Possum. I don't know where I got.
If he was from Alabama, he might be wearing possum.
What I want to see from Jones is that jab, man. Slow things down. You bust this guy up with the jab. You have the height, you have the length, you have the youth, the legs, the power. You have everything on your corner. So bust this guy up with the jab and have him run into a big right hand.
That's one of the things that Jones was talking to us about this week is that he's trying to slow the action down. The amateur ranks, you're trying to rack up the points as fast as possible. It's a very different scoring system in amateur boxing. A lot of times we see guys turn pro, and they're still addicted to that style. Over the last couple of camps that Jones has been, he said the emphasis has been on slowing down, looking for power shots, and settling into these fights.
Man, I've never seen the power of a feint more than it did right now. Omari Jones foot feinted Jackson. Jackson went, it almost went like he almost went down. Like we got hit with the shot. He got scared so much by the quick feint of Jones that he almost went down.
You see those karate clips on Instagram where the guy just walks up and touches people and they fall down?
Yeah, that's how Mannix reacts every time in East LA.
I think a lot of people do that. There's another foot feint.
Good body shot.
He went down just like that.
Right hand, right to the midsection, right on the breadbasket. You don't get up from shots like that. Jones with a knockout.
A first-round KO win for Omari Jones, and boy, did he make it look easy.
Now, you know why they call him the banger, man. I mean, that was just an easy shot. I mean, I told you guys, William Jackson, I'll be surprised if he gets out of his first round. That's how you got to take care of guys like this at 36 years old that have been beaten 3 times coming into this fight. Knock these guys out to the body, make them feel like they do not belong.
Yeah, William Jackson said that he didn't feel like he was in the best of shape coming into that fight. The hardest thing to do, Sergio, is to get that midsection ready to absorb some good body shots. And that was a good body shot for Omari Jones.
I think Omari Jones looks more stunned than anybody. He's like, that's the shot that ended it? Okay, maybe I'm stronger than I thought I was. But Action Jackson didn't give us much action at all.
No, he must have been the Tito of the Jacksons, because the man didn't come to perform. Look at that shot. Just like we did in the first fight with Ocampo. What a shot. You see those shots right there, man. I'm telling you, you need to experience that feeling because it's a shock to the entire body and your legs refuse to get up. Look, it's an instant pain, an instant reaction. And the first thing you want to do is just get in that fetal position and just quiver away. Oh, I mean, what a shot. And it was a counter shot.
Maybe I'm a pessimist. Are you telling me that knocks out every other fighter that he hits that with? I mean, come on. Does this punch drop you
Yes.
in your prime?
Yes, it does, because he fell forward. He was off balance. Jackson is off balance. He's squared up. He's doing everything wrong technique-wise. So when you get hit like that after missing a shot, coming forward, you're running into the shot, of course.
Well, Amari Jones wants to be a world champion before 2028, and he's off and running. 2 wins, 2 knockouts at 22 years old. Boy, cannot wait for this one. Saturday, April 26th. You talk about bad blood. Connor, Ben, Chris Eubank Jr., their fathers hated each other. The sons hate each other. And they will square off. It's powered by Fatal Fury, City of Wolves, in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Who's going to win that one, Sergio?
You know, I got to give the youth and the hunger that I see in the eyes of Connor Ben, man. I think it's going to be Ben's night to shine. And especially since he's been taking all that criticism from everybody outside of boxing because of what he's had to go through with the failed PED test. Now he wants to redeem himself, and it's time for redemption.
I don't know. I think Eubank Jr. might just be a little too big for him, a little too experienced. And, bro, Ben is going to hit the ground running like Usain Bolt. He's going to go all out for the first couple of rounds. He could burn himself out. I like Eubank Jr. Let's make this one official. David Diamante has the mic.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee David Franciocci reaches the count of 10 at 1 minute, 47 seconds of round number 1, declaring your winner by knockout. He's still undefeated, Omari Banger Jones.
The Banger from Orlando, Florida. Sergio, I guess you have to give him an A+. I mean, what else can you give him?
What else can you give him? I don't give him an A+ for his name, though. He needs a first thing, something with the bang. How about the Bronze Banger? Just like Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber, the Bronze Banger from Orlando, Amari Jones.
Well, you know, hey, Antonio Tarver, the Magic Man, because Orlando's the Magic City. Maybe we can get some magic thrown in there some way. And speaking of magic, no one does interviews quite like Chris Mannix.
Well, Amari, congratulations. You said you don't get paid for overtime. You only need 1 round to get this win. How'd you feel about that performance?
I felt great about it. You know, he was a veteran, so we was looking this fight to get some rounds. So, hey, if I can do something like that, then I'll go ahead and get him out of there. But all glory to God for this victory, for sure.
There are a lot of times when you ask fighters if they know they landed a big body shot, they really know it. Did you know when you landed that body shot you were going to put him out?
Absolutely. I mean, I was in the corner. I was moving. He came out strong. And, you know, my coaching team told me he came out with big shots. He came aggressive. But I just stayed tight, and then I looked for the shot and landed it.
Think he was going to get up?
I was hoping so it can go on. But he did it. So, hey, we're on to the next one.
2 fights into your pro career, what's your assessment of how things have gone so far?
I'm enjoying how things are going. We getting opponents, and I'm just keeping on performing. It's nothing that I'm not used to. I'm built for this moment, and we're going to keep shining.
You're a decorated amateur Olympic bronze medalist. What's the adjustment been like for you in the pro ranks? What's been the biggest challenge for you so far?
The biggest challenge pretty much been the build-up, the media stuff. Nothing's really changed. The Olympics, you just get there and you fight, but a lot of it is now a build-up, and I'm enjoying every moment of it.
I think you came into this fight under 150 pounds weight, and what do you think is your future weight in boxing?
Hopefully 154, 147, just depends on where I land at and where my body's going to go. I'm still growing and filling out, so we'll see in the next coming years.
I think the man next to you would like to run you out 7-8 more times in 2025. What do you want the rest of your year to look like?
Yes, I mean, that was the plan from the beginning with Eddie when we sat down and talked, to stay busy. We're staying busy. I'm right back out here in 3-4 weeks for my amazing debut at home, and we'll see what Eddie has for me next.
Back to Orlando, hopefully?
Hopefully. That's what I want. Back to Orlando, Florida. Let's do it.
No magic trunks for this fight.
No, I actually went with my high school colors, Edgewater High School, red and gray. I wanted to give back to my community and bring Orlando with me.
Congratulations, Amari.
Thank you.
Guys?
There you go, representing his old high school. He has a college degree, by the way, a degree in business from Valencia College. He started his own clothing line, and he's also already written a book entitled The Journey of an Olympian. Sergio, what have you done outside the ring?
Not none of those accomplishments, man. That young man is impressive because he's not only a good-looking kid, he has all the talent you need inside the ring, but outside the ring, that's how you become marketable. That's how you're able to be promotable. That's why Eddie Hearn has a high ceiling for him and a high trajectory, because he has so much to sell. And he keeps knocking him out like this. You can keep this man busy, fighting him every other month, get that record up. Absolutely, man. Quick to the title.
Well, he just fought 28 days ago, and he's 2-0 within a month. Let's see how quickly Matchroom can turn him around again. 2 fights, he's only been in there 3 rounds. Less than 3 rounds.
I won't be surprised if this man comes back in 7-8 weeks again.
We're halfway home, ladies and gentlemen. Coming up next, it's our co-main event. Raymond Ford taking on Thomas Matise. And then it's the main event. The Ring Magazine belt is on the line, as well as the IBF and WBA Ennis and Stanionis.
Oh, it's you. Beat it. Take that. Let's go. You're done. Battling. Tough on Cobb.
Margo, Jerry, Totti.
Cookies. Or cream. Crunchy cookies or smooth cream.
Hey, while it's on commercial, hey, I appreciate everybody coming through, kicking it with me, man, for this live fight reaction right here with your boy Boot Ennis. Hey, appreciate y'all coming through, man. Most definitely make sure y'all double tap the screen for the likes. And subscribe to the channel if y'all enjoying the content, man. Like I say, if y'all new to the channel, a little bit about the channel, man. Of course, you see we do boxing, but I'm a big boxing fan. We do the NFL, we do NBA, college football, college basketball. So if y'all like me, y'all like to do a little bit of everything. I call myself a knockoff ESPN. So if y'all like to do a little bit of everything, talk a little bit about everything, laugh and have a good time in the process, hey, y'all check me out, man. Subscribe to the channel. But I appreciate y'all coming through, man. We 2 fights down. We got one more fight going before Boots Ennis come out there for the main event, y'all. So we got one more undercard fight. Appreciate y'all coming through. Hey, let's get it, man. Like I said, they playing a couple of commercials, kill a little time for this next fight coming up. But I most definitely appreciate y'all coming through, kicking it with me, man. But here we go.
Born again, we give you the new Hot Honey Sandwich from Mary Brown's Chicken. Our 100% Canadian chicken breast, smothered in a sweet, spicy hot honey sauce and fully loaded for intense heat. Daredevil Born Again, now streaming on Disney+.
Breaking news, a brand new game is now live at Bet365. More from Alex.
That's right, David. Introducing our exclusive game, Prize Matcher, a daily game that's never ordinary. All you have to do is match as many tiles as you can. The more you match, the better. We also have top table games like our incredible Super Spin Roulette, as well as a huge selection of slots.
Wow. Well, there you have it. Check out our amazing games and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Every fighter steps into the ring alone. So who's in your corner matters.
Who do you want?
It's me.
Your brother. I know. You can't tell from the tone of my voice that I know it's you.
Family's complicated. They know your weak spots.
I need your help.
They know where you break, but they also know how to put you back together. So when the bell rings, you want them in your corner.
Was your brother up to speed on the case?
A Fed, huh?
You might not fight the same.
You get these ideas in your head. Good for you. Let's get ourselves killed.
But you never fight alone. One bloodline.
It's a family thing. Are you ready?
Zero backup.
Yeah.
Because brotherhood, it hits different.
I guess it hit more than I thought.
Take a step back. Okay, you're good. DAZN is the official worldwide broadcaster of the FIFA Club World Cup 2025. The 32-team tournament will see the world's biggest and best clubs and players battle it out to be crowned Club World Champion beginning June 14th.
Greatness comes to the zone this summer. The world's best players will be summoned together to decide the greatest club on earth.
Vinicius, great chance to score.
Goats will battle Wonder Kids. Fire will meet ice. From Boca to Bayern, PSG to Palmeiras, 32 clubs from across the globe will compete to be crowned
Rodrigo, what a strike that was.
world champion. And this summer, Haaland won't be watching from home, but you can, on DAZN. In every country in the world. FIFA Club World Cup. Watch on DAZN from the 14th of June.
And we are back, but this time we are joined with a special guest, Richardson. Thank you so much for being here with us. Listen, you have some exciting news coming up. June fight with Cambosos. How excited are you for that?
I'm excited for the fight, to be honest. We couldn't get Teofimo Lopez. Everybody wanted that fight to be next.
Oh, we're getting there.
So why not get the guy that beat Teofimo Lopez, you know? So I think that it'll be a great fight for my career, and I'm happy.
Yeah, what do you think of his last performance on Cambosos?
He did what he had to do. He fought a guy off a last-minute replacement, and he got the victory. All I was worried about was him getting the victory, and he did that to secure our fight, and it's time now.
Yeah, first off, you are from Brooklyn, so I got to give you a shout for the fashion. You're creeping up to
I'm
one
from
of the
Brooklyn,
best.
and I didn't get any compliments from Ak.
Listen, you're becoming one of the best dressed boxers. I got to give you that look. But you mentioned Teofimo Lopez. There talks about Alcatraz. It talks about a huge fight possibly with you and Teofimo Lopez. How realistic is that?
I think it could be next. It talks about maybe him and Boots Ennis. Maybe he might do this. Maybe he might do that. But he voiced that he wants to unify Richardson Hitchens next. I'm going to get past my job with Cambosos, and let's make it happen next. I think it makes sense for both of us.
There's bad blood between you guys. I guess you're both from the same city, but recently it's become a little bit more tense. Talk about why is it that he has a target on his back in your eyes, and where's the bad blood come from?
He's just another guy that he's in my weight division. He claims he's from New York, and I feel like I've been the guy that's been holding the city down. I've been the guy that's been, carrying the weight for the city. I've been doing this since the Olympics, representing New York City. Only world champion in New York City in, the last decade. So it's time for me to claim my throne, defend the throne, and whoever it is that comes my way, I'm gonna always hold it down for New York City, and that's just what it is.
I'm gonna have to interject here a bit. I think if we're talking about the Battle of New York City, I'm gonna have to interject, and maybe you and I get in the ring to settle this debate.
No, you probably got that.
I don't want to be excluded from this conversation. Give me a fair shot too. But listen, speaking of battles, Ak and I were chatting earlier tonight. Boots needs to put on an explosive performance. Or what do you think? How does he get his name back out there and debunk all the disrespect going around on his name?
Boots got a lot of backlash after his last fight. He's complaining about the IBF rules maybe slowing him down. Because a lot of times when Richardson Hitchens say the IBF rules slows me, when I say slow me down, they say I'm making excuses. But as a fighter, I know that can slow you down, and I feel like he's unifying. That's out the window, and he's gonna be at the best. He's gonna be the best Boots we can see tonight, and I'm expecting him to show out. But it won't be easy.
Let's explain to the audience who don't know why the IBF rules slow you down. Talk about it's because of rehydration clause. You can't gain more than 10 pounds before the fight. So how does that affect you in a fight?
Right. A lot of the time when fighters weigh in and they go eat whatever they want to eat, and they rehydrate and get back to their self. They get back to them at peak form. When you fight for the IBF, you gotta you only could go up a certain amount of weight. So you kind of still making weight even the day of the fight. So sometimes that slows you down because you don't always come in a fight like you're the best you could come in. So I think that Boots have voiced it. He said that, the IBF rules slowed him down, and now he's going to be at his best tonight. He's focused, and I think tonight is going to be a great night of boxing. I'm excited.
Emily mentioned that he received some criticism. You yourself have received criticism for certain performances. They love you and they hate you, and it's because you're known to be the type of boxer that doesn't get hit often, and some people say you don't take risk in there. And people have been complaining about Boots. So talk about that mind frame. How frustrated do you get when people complain about those performances?
I mean, I was taught get it done at all costs. You look at my record, I'm undefeated. You look at Boots' record, he's undefeated. So as long as we keep going out there, continue to do what we got to do, continue to win, they're going to watch us regardless. Whether they want us to win or lose, they're going to talk, but they're still going to tune in. So it is what it is.
How tough is Stanionis?
I watched him. He looked very tough. He looked very game, you know. And what's scary about him is his face. He shows no expression. It's kind of like he's a stone cold killer. So I know that right there is waking Boots up to know, like, this guy's coming to fight, but Boots believes in his power. That's one thing he does believe in. And I think tonight, I want to see if that makes a difference.
Well, I think Boots is also a stone cold killer. And also, before him, the co-main event, Raymond Ford has showed the world that not only is he a puncher, but a dog in the ring. He fights through adversity. And it's a big stage. You know, he's from Camden, New Jersey. He's in his home state. Talk about what's going through Raymond Ford's mind before this performance tonight.
I think Ray, this is a new Ray. He's down in Kent with Shakur Stevenson now, with all them guys, Zay Quinn, Moses, Shakur, Ray, Ford, all them guys being in the camp. They all feeding off each other's energy. This is a new weight class for Ray. At 126, I think it was sucking him down, and he wasn't the best him. Tonight, I think this is his first real fight at 130. Matise is a big 130. He's a big puncher. So I'm looking for Ray to go out there, take his time, box smart, and put on a great performance. I don't think he'll get Thomas Matise out. I do think Thomas Matise is a game fighter, but I do believe Ray should be a level above Matise or two. So Ray's just looking to prove that he's levels above this guy.
So we got your co-main event predictions, but give us your main event predictions.
You know, I've known Boots since we were kids. Me and Boots actually fought in the amateur, so I've known Boots for a long time. Special fighter, and I think that I want him to win. You know, that's like seeing one of my own wins. So I want to see him win. He come from the same pedigree as me, and if he can get it done and unify the division, it'll be great for him.
Can he get it done?
Who, Boots Ennis?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been saying it throughout the whole broadcast.
Chris says that he's his like #1 fanboy over here.
Look, I'm a fan of all good fighters, great fighters, and I think Boots has a little chip on his shoulder because of the criticism of his last two performances. And I think we're going to see a special performance from Boots tonight.
Absolutely. Well, without further ado, we will bring in the co-main event.
I always wanted a homecoming. I guess the time is now.
I tilt my hat for Ray. You know, he didn't have to do this. You know what I'm saying? It's everything in the game for me. Everything to lose for him. Once I think he moved to our division, I kind of spoke this up, man.
It made a big difference. Like, I felt energized. I felt strong, sharp.
Yeah, he be trying to walk guys down, but you got to think about it. He's always the bigger fighter in his fights. I promise you he's not going to try that Saturday.
I'm different. I do the things that people don't want to do. You know, I go to the problems and solve them. I don't run from them.
So here was the weigh-in yesterday. Thomas Matise, who knows Ray Savage Ford very well. Ford had this look on his face all week, Chris, almost laughing off any braggadocious conversation from Matise. He thinks this is going to be a walk in the park. At least that's what his body language is saying. What do you think?
Well, he's got a lot of confidence. There's no doubt about that. He should have that confidence. Former 126-pound title holder who had the fight of the year, the finish of the year against Kolmatov a couple of years ago. He is now peaking as a fighter. Did have that loss to Nick Ball, but moved up in weight, looked great his last time out, and really is settling in nicely into the 130-pound division. But members of Ford's team will tell you, they've been telling me all week long, this guy in front of him is a real fighter. Thomas Matise is coming off officially a loss to Rocky Hernandez, but that should have been a win. You go back and watch that fight. The reason the fight was stopped was because of a cut that was caused by a punch. Thomas Matise should be entering this fight riding a 6-fight winning streak. He has had some competitive losses against some other good fighters, guys like Isaac Cruz on his resume. So this guy is not just here to be a stepping stone for Raymond Ford. This guy's here to get his career back on track at 130 pounds.
Yeah, Matise taking a jab at Ford earlier this week. Ford, of course, from Camden, New Jersey. Matise saying, hey, listen, I'm taking over New Jersey. After this fight, I'll be referred to as Mr. New Jersey. Says all the pressure is on Ford. We are just down the street from the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Atlantic City. We're at the boardwalk. Here's our tail of the tape. Super featherweight division. Ford has moved up to this weight class. A former champion, now at 130 pounds. Ray Savage Ford, 5'7", 130 pounds, bang on, taking on Thomas Matise, who will have a height and reach advantage. He's also 8 years older. Here's David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Boardwalk Hall live on DAZN, it's now time for the chief support of the evening. 10 rounds of boxing scheduled for the WBA Continental North American Super Featherweight Championship. Set to make his ring walk, please welcome the challenger, Thomas Gunnerman Matise.
All right, Sergio, how would you describe the fighting style of Thomas Matise, who does have that massive 73-inch wingspan?
Well, he sets up that long wingspan. He tries to set up a big right hand. He does have power behind it, has a good chin. He's one of these guys that if you stand in front of him, he can be very dangerous. He had over 100 amateur fights. Has a lot of confidence, too. So, look, another fighter for Cleveland, Ohio. I tell you all the time, these guys in Cleveland, in Ohio, the Michigan area, they're just born with boxing gloves, man. This guy can fight. That's the good news. The bad news, he hasn't fought a southpaw in about 8 years. So that's going to be a little bit tricky there on Matise's side. But the Gunner man, very confident. He's looking for this opportunity. And like Chris said, he's on a winning streak.
Yeah, better than his record. There's no doubt about that. He had that competitive loss to Isak Cruz. He also has an excellent win over Christian Tapia. And if he had gotten the benefit of the doubt, the right decision in Mexico against Rocky Hernandez, he would be coming in on a 6-fight winning streak. His point about Raymond Ford is well taken. Raymond Ford was walking down 126-pounders at the end. His last opponent was a 126 coming up. Thomas Matise is a full-fledged 130. He has fought either at 130 or above his entire career. So if he told us this week, if Raymond Ford tries to walk him down, he is going to be in for a very bad day.
And now entering the arena, please welcome the defending champion, Raymond Savage Ford.
The evolution of Raymond Ford have been really interesting because initially this man was a strict boxer, a sly boxer, a southpaw, didn't like to get hit, moved a little bit too much, got a wicked quick jab, but didn't take chances. Now we have a totally different version of Raymond Ford. He's become a savage, knocking down guys like Lucas twice in the ring, knocking down Magdaleno twice, knocking down Orlando Gonzalez twice. This is a vicious man right here in Raymond Ford, and the confidence is through the roof.
Let's just listen to the lyrical smoothness of Poe. 1300.
I ain't got no bitch, I want all the smoke. Anytime I call me fool, cause I'm built tough. I ain't judging nothing. Like they
Ray Savage, the first homegrown, so to speak, American champion that Matchroom signed. He won that widely recognized world title. And Sergio, we called all his early fights. I wouldn't call him a boring fighter, but
well, you did call him boring.
Well, he's just not that exciting. But lately, he's turned He's turned the corner. The fight with Komoltov, an all-time great. The fight against Nick Ball, a fight of the year contender. I mean, this guy now is almost must-see TV, including that outfit that he's wearing right now, which is blinding.
And he's doing it against winners. That's the thing. Against undefeated fighters, against winners, against guys with only one loss, guys that have been on the top level. That's special right there. And that's the reason he's in this level.
Chris, did you say he looked like Big Bird in that outfit?
No, I did not.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and live on DAZN, it's now time for the chief support of the evening. And it's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing. We're sponsored by Bet Online, Everlast, El Mexicano, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Riyadh Season, Visit Atlantic City, and Drip. This bout is sanctioned under the auspices of the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. The commissioner is Larry Hazard and the World Boxing Association. The president, Gilberto Jesus Mendoza. The supervisor is Jose Oliver Gomez. Introducing your three judges scoring this contest from ringside: Lynn Carter, John McKay, and John Signorelli. And at the sound of the bell, your third man in the ring, referee Earl Brown. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 10 rounds of boxing scheduled for the WBA Continental North American Super Featherweight Championship. Introducing first, the challenger. He fights out of the red corner. He wears white, black, and gold. He's scaled 129 1/2 pounds. Professional record, 22 victories, 4 defeats, 1 draw, with 17 big wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Cleveland, Ohio. Here is the former WBO Intercontinental and WBC Continental America's champion, the Gunnerman, Thomas Matise. Matise. And his opponent across the ring fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the lime green and pink. This southpaw scaled at the super featherweight limit of 130 pounds, bang on. His professional record, 16 victories, 1 defeat, 1 draw, with 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Camden, New Jersey, here is the former WBA featherweight champion of the world and the reigning and defending WBA Continental North American Super Featherweight Champion, Raymond Savage Ford. Ford.
You receive the instructions in the dressing room. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves if you want.
Ray Savage Ford saying that he's trying to make a statement tonight and force the world champions to fight him next. Big pop for him, for the crowd here from nearby Camden, New Jersey. He'll be facing Thomas Matise from Cleveland, Ohio. He's got Montana Love in his corner. Former fixture here on DAZN. He's got back-to-back losses. Maybe we'll see him back soon. But right now, we're set for 10 rounds between Ford in the neon green and Matise in the shiny gold.
Now, Matise is a bit of a slow starter, or has been historically. He also was used to fighting off the back foot when he fought Rocky Hernandez in his last time out. But when you get to these middle rounds, that's where Thomas Matise seems to get going.
Yeah, Matisse is going to want to pop that jab right now because he's in at 4 inches in height and reach.
Wow, look at this. Ray Ford already has Matisse in a little bit of trouble.
And this is a new Ray Ford I'm talking about. He's on the front foot now. I mean, for a long time, he was on the back foot boxing. Now, once he starts landing that right hook, he slings it, he attacks opponents and looks for the knockout.
Yeah, that hook, both hands, is money punch. He's got power, can knock you out and knock you down with both his left and his right.
50% knockout ratio for Savage Ford, 8 KOs in his 16 wins.
And he's an aggressive puncher now, man. And as soon as Matisse threw a jab out there, a lazy jab, Ford came back with a wicked 1-2. Just like that. I mean, that's lightning quick right there. That intimidates older fighters. 34-year-old legs, it intimidates guys like that.
You know, one thing that Ford told us that he learned from the Kolmatov fight was that he has a good chin. Before that, he'd be a little bit not nervous, but he would try to defend his chin as much as possible. He's much more willing since that fight to be the aggressor, eat one shot so he can deliver 2 of his own.
And that's what happens when you're such a stud in the amateurs. You know, you're not accustomed to getting hit, so the smaller gloves, you don't want an intention to get hit, but when you happen to get cracked, then you say, okay, wasn't that bad? I know what to expect now.
Again, Matisse looks a little shell-shocked in there. Maybe he's not prepared for the speed and power that Ford possesses.
I don't think he really believed that Raymond Ford was going to come in and try to be the aggressor. He believed that because he was the physically bigger man that we'd see a more tentative Raymond Ford. We have not seen that at this point.
Speed intimidates anybody. Youth intimidates an older fighter. Movement, defense, that's the things that intimidate older punchers.
Yeah, Matisse trying to laugh this stuff off, but man, he's getting clocked.
He's not laughing it off, he's embarrassed. I mean, right now he's just getting outgunned.
Well, you know, it's funny because Ray Savage Ford has a soft spot in his heart for the Gunnerman. He said, look, I like the Gunnerman, but he's going to be outgunned. And sorry it has to be him that I make an example of. And so far, he is true to his word. Another smile from Matisse. He wants to be Mr. New Jersey. He's fighting for the second time here in Atlantic City. Sorry, his first time in Atlantic City, second time in New Jersey for Matise.
Hey, you can't do nothing with you. Just don't leave the jab. Stay on the jab. Keep touching them.
He's working that body shot. He's breaking him down. Breaking him down right now. We're getting him out of here.
Just take his confidence early and don't get that shit back to it. Keep doing what you're doing. Everything off the jab, though.
Don't forget the body.
Everything comes around the guard. Someone that pulling back like that with the hands down. It's easy work for a guy with that quick hands like Ray Ford. And notice how he comes in with, instead of the 1-2, he alternates it, makes it even more confusing. Comes in with a 2-1 from that left-handed stance. Just unique combinations from Raymond Ford, and Matise doesn't know where punches are coming from.
The former featherweight champion with a brilliant round one, where Matise looked comprehensively outgunned. So now you wonder, Sergio, is Matise going to kind of shrink back into survival mode?
Well, he's going to either lose a one-sided fight in survival mode, or he's going to run into something big if he doesn't get the respect and start opening up. Matise needs to let go of that jab with some neat intention. Try to get some kind of initiation established, because if you're doing that, you're just going to keep getting popped by the faster hands.
I love the punch variance of Ray Ford in this fight. Like, Matise is standing there and he's wary of the power, but he's also really uncertain about where Ray Ford's going to go. He's just likely to throw a combination to the body as he has come back upstairs.
Yep, that's exactly it. And once Ford starts stabbing you downstairs to the body with jabs, it even confuses fighters a lot more, because it's trying to block that, and then that's when he comes around the guard with the hooks. The thing about Ford is, if he slows down and becomes a little bit more patient, I know that sounds like the opposite of what he's doing, but slowing down the pace is how you run into guys with the power.
You mean his opponent will run into his power?
Right, right. See, a lot of amateurs, especially with a long amateur pedigree, they're really fast. Everything's speed, and you hear it all the time. I gotta slow down. I gotta be patient. Punch placement. That's more important than the speed.
Nice straight left from Ford again as Matise backed up against the ropes. Made a couple of shots. Well, timing beats speed, Sergio. How good is Matise's timing?
Pretty good, actually, and he's got some good right hands now. I love the fact that he's throwing the right hand in 3 different places. He's throwing it to the face, to the chest, and to the body. So now Ford's the one having to think.
Matise pounding his chest and sticking his chin in the air. And look at this, he's going for a free ride.
I wouldn't stick my chin in the air too long against Raymond Ford. He has great speed on these shots.
He has great speed and instinct, but I like the right hands that Matise is throwing. He's throwing it with confidence, coming forward. It was a good round for Matise. Even though he might not be winning, but it's a good round. This shows confidence and the fact that he's not just, giving in to the speed of Ford and the power, the newfound power of Ford.
Chris, I'll allow you to retort.
Look, he's better in the first round, but I do think Raymond Ford's speed and accuracy continues to be the difference in this fight.
Going with the high guard there, Matise is trying to weather the storm. He's got those long arms, Sergio. He can almost cover up his entire upper torso as Ray Ford lands another left hand.
Yeah, but right there, Matise landed a check hook. He may not have won the round, but that was a good round for Matise.
Chris has it a 10-8 round for Ford.
I do not know.
Start catching and coming back with the hook. Take a deep breath. That's all he's looking for is the right hand. I like that you're getting comfortable, but you got to give me more off of that. Catch and shoot off of it. You feel me? in the face. I see him gassing. I see what you on. He for sure, look, he for sure gassing. But we got to pick it up a little more. Pick it up just a little more. I like it. Run around. Ooh.
Round 3 between New Jersey's own Ray Savage Ford and Cleveland, Ohio's Thomas Matise. Ford was a bad boy growing up. He'll tell you all about it. Expelled from a variety of schools for fighting, resulting in his attending a private school. After one such expulsion, his mother brought him to a boxing gym, and from age 12 onward, he decided to turn his life over to the sweet science, and I'd say it's worked out pretty well.
I like the advice in the corner of Raymond Ford to just keep an eye out for that right hand of Matise. That is his primary weapon. He landed that a lot in the middle rounds of his fight against Rocky Hernandez.
And they also said step it up in this next round. So they didn't like the fact that he was starting to, regress a little bit in that last round. So they want him to step it up and watch out for those right hands. That's what Matise needs to do. He needs to alternate his height, and he actually needs to start looking to shots to the body. Even if they're jabs, make yourself smaller. You're the guy you have 2 inches in height. You're the longer fighter. Give a different look to Ford. Don't make it so easy for him to pop that jab, punching up. Have him punch down as well.
Chris, if Ray Ford wins this fight, it looks good doing it. How close is he to a title shot?
I think it'd be his next fight. Sugar Nunez, who is a matchroom fighter, he's going over to Japan to fight for the vacant IBF belt. If he can win that fight, I think we'll see Ray Ford against Sugar Nunez before the end of the year.
That would be a good one.
Yes, it would. I would love that fight.
Oh, nice right hand, and it looked like Matise almost went down.
That's a beautiful shot. That's a fight. That's a combination he threw earlier in the first round. Like I said, it's not a 1-2, it's a 2-1 from that southpaw stance. So the power jab comes from the back.
Good body shot a moment ago there from Ray Ford.
And it's interesting, Ford is landing some of these combinations when he's not set. He's almost running forward to throw those punches.
That's because Matise is just having the earmuff defense up, so it's easy to hit the gloves. See that? Look, when the gloves are just up like that,
there's nowhere to hit him.
Be content hitting those gloves.
Ford looking for an opening. He wants Matise to throw punches so he can counter and catch him. Just missing with the right hook.
Oh, good shot. Straight left hand, man. Matise can take a punch.
You saw Matise answer with a straight right hand, not a ton behind it, but he does have openings, Sergio, if he can cash in.
Yeah, there is openings, and like he told us, Matise says, I'm a natural 130-pounder. I fought the bigger fighters. I'm stronger, I'm bigger. I'm not one of these small guys, especially that can walk back. I love to fight, is what Thomas Matise said. And the thing that made me laugh that Matise said is, man, look, Ford's walking down these smaller Mexicans. Have him walk me down. Let's see how it works.
Bro, listen, bro. Relax.
Main event coming up next, Boots versus Stanionis, and there's Philadelphia's own Jaron Boots Ennis.
Yeah, Boots Ennis, who's had it tough last 6 or 7 months or so. Not his best performance against Kara Chugazian. Took some criticism in the aftermath of the failed negotiation with Virgil Ortiz. But what we love about boxing is that you are just one performance away from erasing all that. I remember Dimitri Bivol having some pedestrian performances. He's now the unified light heavyweight champion. Teofimo Lopez said after the Sandor Martin fight, hey, do I still got it? His next fight, he went out and changed the narrative by beating Josh Taylor. Boots Ennis can erase all the criticism with a great performance tonight.
What do you think about that criticism, Sergio? It's one thing to be like, hey, you're not knocking guys out, you're not super exciting, but he was never in any jeopardy of losing the last couple of fights.
Not at all. Yeah, I mean, he controlled the second half of the fight. The first time that he fought Chugazan, it was a one-sided fight. He won every single round. Second time, the reason he got that criticism, and it was valid criticism, he got hit too much. You can't be getting hit too much by guys that aren't on the championship level or nowhere near that. That's why it was much deserved. But the pride of a champion won't allow that.
Downstairs goes Ray Ford, and Matise seems to be a little more aggressive here at the start of the fourth. He's got to change something up.
Yeah, Matise needs to start looking for a left hook. You know, Ford sometimes drops that lead right hand, because he's so fast. See, there it is. He pops that jab and kind of lowers it back. So if Matise could just punch with him with a left hook, he might be able to catch Ford jumping in. See, just like that.
Nice right hand to finish off that combination. Matise looking for a way out of there.
Yeah, it was a 2-1-2 from Ford, but he drops that lead right hand. If Matise can punch with him with a left hook and check him, things can maybe sway in his favor.
Ray Ford has sparred with Shakur Stevenson, trained alongside former IBF super featherweight king Tevin Farmer. He's been in there with the best.
Yeah, these body shots are having an impact on Matise. You can see him wincing a little bit. I brought that up with him this week because Rocky Hernandez also went down to the body pretty early and often. So whatever it is that trainers are seeing on film, you're seeing a lot of body shots heading in the direction of Matise.
Matise just holding those gloves up, protecting his body as Ford just kind of peppers away.
And Ford really putting power behind those hooks, coming around the guard. But he's neglecting the body, though. But I think he's trying to soften up Matise upstairs just to catch him one good shot like that. He tried to go for the home run shot downstairs.
We've already seen 2 body shot knockout wins tonight. Can we see a third here?
Wow, love that shot. See, there it is again. And the trumps are really high on Thomas Matise, so I'm glad the referee is not warning Ford for that shot right there.
See, Matise has dropped those hands.
Yeah, and that's going to open up an overhand left, just like Ford tried right now. The only thing I don't like from Ford is that he's leaving his feet when he throws those shots. That's a no-no in boxing. You're leaving your feet, you're susceptible because you're in midair. You can get hit with a counter hook and then push back off balance.
Good right hand from Matise, but it's just been too few and far between. Ford dominating this fight. Starting June 14th, we'll see a revamped version of the FIFA Club World Cup here on DAZN as 32 teams battle it out in a format akin to a major summer international tournament. Some of the biggest names from across world football will be in action. And it all starts mid-June and ends July 13th. Catch every game for free anywhere in the world as we see Ray Ford land that right hand.
It was see, the right hand is supposed to be the jab of Raymond Ford, but notice how he throws the left hand. Then that's the power jab coming from the back. That's a good thing. The bad thing is that he's leaving his feet. He's jumping in, and that's when you can get caught with a sweeping left hook. Trying to look for that big shot.
If Matise would throw the left hook.
Get the water right. Hold on, let me see. Hold on. Hold on.
Some water spilled in the corner of Thomas Matise, who asked Ray Ford basically, yeah, I want you to come at me, take the fight to me. And, Ford's pretty much done that, Chris.
Yeah, I think this has been an outstanding performance for Ray Ford so far. He's put pressure when he's needed to. His accuracy has been on point. I mean, he looks like a full-fledged, strong 130-pounder.
Yeah, and gone are the days of Ray Ford being tentative in the ring and safety first. He is going right after Matise as we look at Chris Mannix's scorecard.
Yeah, I've got it 4-0 Pretty easy fight to score up until this point. Raymond Ford, upstairs, downstairs, he has been terrific. Even when he's pressured in situations like this, he's still finding ways to counter. 4-0 in favor of Ray Ford.
Beautiful combinations, man. Not forgetting the body. That's what I love seeing about these young former champions, young prospects. Look, shots like that, beautiful punches, and then coming around the guard. Every punch, the assortment of punishment that he's laying out is just beautiful to watch. All I want to see now from Ford is get an angle. Try to flank your opponent, get an angle, use that southpaw stance, and then you can catch him from a different position. Other than that, beautiful performance.
I saw earlier Ford kind of squatted down through a perfect uppercut to split the guard. I wonder if he's going to go back to that punch again.
See, like right there, he should get an angle, kind of like a Lomachenko, like Usyk. You know, they throw 2-3 punches and then get an angle and start their attack again from there.
I think you're right, Sergio, but I think it is a little nitpicky because right now he's been dominant.
Well, look, I'm here to point out what all the great things and some of the things that he just needs to work on, but it's still great watching this up close.
Are we going to see a lot of those angles from Stanionis in the main event against Boots?
No, he's different. He's not a fast foot fighter. He's a flat-footed fighter. He throws a lot of combinations. He does get angles, but not in the way that we see certain athletic southpaws like Ray Ford.
Under a minute to go here in round 5. Thomas Matise really hasn't landed a big punch of consequence as Ford has landed several, including that one.
He's so quick with these hooks around the guard. Can throw it with the right, the lead hand, come around with the backhand. It really is a sharp weapon for him.
He just looks like such a more confident fighter. Ray Ford.
That's what happens when you win a world championship, man. You just elevate your game, your confidence, your belief in yourself, your training. Everything changes. You're not a up and comer anymore. You're a former champion now.
He's changed so much as a fighter in all the years we've been calling his fights. And I think you said, Tom, we've been calling almost all of his fights. And the Edward Batez we fought back in Arizona, bad performance. He's such a different fighter since then. He's so much more confident in the ring.
Yeah, he had that 8-round draw against Aaron Perez back in 2021. We thought he was headed on the downward spiral after that one, but he regrouped thanks to his manager, Brian Peters, and look where he is now. Shout out to Brian Peters.
Take a deep breath. Hey, you know he's looking for the right hand. Just don't give me no right hands up. Get back to step into your right too. And when you see he coming in the high guard, stop looking for your half step. Stop running into something now. He coming straight high guard.
They see Ray Ford throw away that lead left right hand just to come around the guard, land that right hook. That's been his money punch. That's been the shot that's been hurting and dropping opponents as of lately. There's been a big change in Ray Ford since 2022, and that right hook is at the lead of it.
Round 6 scheduled for 10. It seems like the only question now is, will Ray Ford get the stoppage, or will it go the distance?
Chances are it goes the distance. Matise hasn't been stopped. I mean, he came prepared. He came confident. He knows he's the bigger fighter. He has a good chin. Nice pop in his right hand.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on Matise just yet. He is a second-half fighter. He does have real power in that right hand.
The only thing that I might question is that left hand. He's had left hand injury problems. So in order for him to land that left hook, he has to be confident in throwing that left hand.
Crowd getting a little impatient here.
See, in situations like this, if Matise does have Ford against the ropes or the corner, he's got to let his hands go. He can't allow Ray Ford, who's the quicker fighter, to escape and do stuff like that.
Yeah, but he can't get past that lead left hand of Ford. Notice how they're fighting position for that lead jab.
A clash of heads.
They're kind of pawing at each other, like who's going to have the upper hand? Like literally, who's going to have their hand on top of the other man's hand jab? That's going to be the vulnerable guy.
So there's always the foot fighting between the southpaw and orthodox. You're saying there's also a sort of a jab fighting as well.
Yeah, you'll see it when they're pairing each other's gloves, especially when Ford gets around the corner, near the corners. And notice how Ford paws that lead right hand, and it's Matise's job to get under it or come over the top with a sharp jab.
Good right there from Ford. And I think he's taking some of those boos from the crowd personally. He's like, what else do you want me to do?
And this is a kid that just won Fight of the Year last year, man. Give him a break. He can box, he can fight, but you can stretch your career a lot longer and become a 2-time champion doing what he's doing like this.
Oh, look, he's also not a knockout puncher. I mean, having a 50% knockout ratio is not what some of the great knockout punchers have. He had that great comeback knockout against Kolmatov, but most of his bigger wins, they've included knockdowns, but they have gone to decision. He is a stronger version of the fighter we saw win the 126-pound title, but I don't think he's yet developed into a knockout punch.
Yeah, if you haven't seen that finish to Otabek Kolmatov, that was in March of last year. Ford with a knockout win with 7 seconds left in the bout.
In a fight that he was losing.
Yeah. He won the vacant WBA featherweight title. What a way to do it. Earlier, you got to look at Jaron Boots Ennis. On the right of your screen, Elimantas Stanionis, the first and only boxing world champion from Lithuania. That fight coming up next. Jaron Boots Ennis has said he wants to be undisputed in this weight class. He can become unified tonight and claim the ring belt as well. Stanionis' wife, by the way, on the verge of giving birth. She was due a few days ago, so he's got that in the back of his mind.
Yeah, as recently as about, I would say 45 minutes ago when I checked in with Team Stanionis, his wife Emily has not given birth. I know Matise is hoping that she holds on for another 48 hours until he can get back to Lithuania.
I don't think they have a nonstop flight from Atlantic City to Lithuania, do they?
But they do from JFK.
Do they?
Yeah. Because he said he did. Take the man at his word.
Yeah, he said that his dream come true would be to win the titles tonight, unify, head to the airport, land in Lithuania, go to the hospital, and his wife goes right into labor. We're in round 7, scheduled for 10. It has been the Ray Savage Ford show. Hasn't really lost, I don't think, a minute of any round.
And it's not because Matise is not trying. You know, Gunnerman's trying to find a way in. He started off pretty good in that first round before extinguish any kind of momentum that was going in the favor of Matise.
Well, if you're looking for a glimmer of hope for Thomas Matise, back in April of 2023, he did beat Ramirez Cessna in the final round, getting a stoppage with just seconds left in that bout. So maybe he's going to bring back the nostalgia tonight and do something dramatic late.
He has beaten some good opponents, Christian Tapia on that list as well, but Raymond Ford's just on a different level right now. This is a young man, former champion, now at 130 pounds, really coming into his own. I mean, I don't want to get too hyperbolic here, but this is a guy that looks like he has pound-for-pound talent. You know, if he keeps developing, you might see him on the pound-for-pound rankings in the years to come.
Hyperbolic?
That's right. You need me to...
I don't know what that means, but look, I do believe that he has pound-for-pound talent. You're giving me hypertension advantage for that. What's your vocabulary?
Sergio could talk his way out of anything. He's the best.
I think uppercut is opening up for Ford now. See, that's the thing when you're getting too much confidence going your way, false confidence from Matise. He's coming up short with that right hand. He doesn't have the legs anymore, and he could fall into a left hook. Ford should concentrate. Ford should concentrate on landing a left hook while Matise is coming in, because the legs aren't under him anymore as he were in the first half of the fight.
Sorry, Sergio. I think the problem with Matise's right and its effectiveness, he's kind of telegraphed a little bit. It's really sort of pitter-patter jab and then let the right hand go. Raymond Ford is seeing it coming every time.
See that? Look, that's the punch I'm talking about. Falling off balance, threw the right hand, came up short. Uppercuts are going to be the key here. Uppercuts are body shots, of course. Something that comes from the bottom up.
Ford's face looks like he just got out of the shower, not a mark on him. Some swelling on the left eye of Thomas Matise, who continues to talk and taunt, but hasn't been able to back it up with his fist. The youngest undisputed champion in the history of boxing is back, ladies and gentlemen. Gabriela Fundora, nicknamed Sweet Poison, will defend her ring, IBF, WBA, WBC, and WBO flyweight world titles against undefeated Marilyn Badillo next Saturday, live from Oceanside, California. Chris, you'll be there.
Yeah, I'll be there, and I'm looking forward to seeing Gabriela Fundora back in action. She is a tremendous talent.
Sergio, you will not be there.
No, I will not. Speaking of Sweet Poison, I'll be at a wedding.
This your shit. Have fun.
Now, Raymond Ford up on the stool with about 15 seconds to go during that break, and he's waving over at Thomas Matise to get up off his stool.
Yeah, I've been there before. I love that. That's when the confidence is through the roof, the energy, the adrenaline, the strength. You know that you have someone in front of you that doesn't stand a chance. And, yeah, man, getting up and letting them know who's the boss of that ring. It's a great feeling.
We're live at Boardwalk Hall here in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Some fantastic fights over the years have taken place. Anything involving Arturo Gatti, of course, 2 of his fights against Mickey Ward. We're here. Sergio, what's your favorite Atlantic City fight?
1989 fight of the year, Manos de Piedra, Roberto Duran winning the 4th title in the 4th division against Iran Barkley. Man, that's one of my all-time favorite fights here in Atlantic City.
I've been to so many good fights down here over the last 20 years. Bernard Hopkins against Kelly Pavlik, Sergio Martinez against Paul Williams, Andre Ward against Carl Froch. There have been some phenomenal fights here at AC.
You know that I signed a fight against Kelly Pavlik, and the fight was supposed to be here in Atlantic City.
Look at the totals, by the way. 376 punches thrown for Ford, only 95 for Matisse. My personal favorite, George Foreman, Evander Holyfield. All those great fights here in Atlantic City. It's kind of tapered off recently. Nice to be back. And, you know, Eddie Hearn has been saying to anybody that listens, our main event tonight could be the fight of the year between Ennis and Stanionis.
I believe it has the potential. I mean, this is an arena that has hosted greatness, man, and there's something in the air. So 2 undefeated champions, I can see that happening.
That's fun to watch here as we go back to Raymond Ford. He's had to move a lot, and he's had to throw a lot of punches, but he doesn't look tired at all. Like, he still looks like he could go another 8 rounds if he had to. And I think that's, you know, another part of being up at 130 pounds, not having to squeeze down to 126. I mean, it's just made a huge difference with Raymond Ford.
Matisse pounding his chest, kind of saying, come on, Ray, but Ray's right there. He says, what else do you want me to do?
I notice how he's not getting frustrated by just touching the gloves, like punching the gloves of Matisse. This is something that we're going to have to see in the main event against Stanionis. You know, we're going to have to see Boots Ennis be content hitting gloves, hitting shoulders, not getting clean shots, and not getting discouraged doing that. Ford is in control, and he's still confident because he's content and happy just hitting those gloves and winning these rounds.
Oh, boy, that left hand almost connected big time. There's the uppercut. Yeah, you're right. Ray Ford looks so fresh right now. Looks like it's round 2, not almost round 10. And let's have a beauty shot from the Jim Whelan Boardwalk Hall, a place that Arturo Gatti fought 15 times in, Sergio.
Yeah, I mean, even though one of my all-time favorite fights doesn't include him, this is his house, man. This is where he shed blood, and this is where the legacy began for Thunder Gatti.
Hey, all you need to know about the popularity of Arturo Gatti is that Floyd Mayweather came to him. Floyd Mayweather came to him to get the star power of Arturo Gatti on his resume.
Hey, we're good. Beating the shit out of him.
And look at that. Just keep touching that eye with that jab. And look, alternating. Those simple shots. Just 1-2-1, 2-1-1. Alternating that and sweeping across with the right hook. But it's coming with so much speed and accuracy that Matisse can't do nothing but just block and absorb those shots.
Let's go.
So Matisse needs something to happen, and soon. Not sure he's got it in him. He does have 17 knockouts in his 24 wins. But again, I harken back to that late stoppage against Ramiro Cessna, a 10th round KO, which kind of came out of nowhere. He was losing on all 3 scorecards, which he certainly is right now as well.
What good is power if you can't land it? And that's exactly where Matise is at. You know, he's even intimidated to punch in between the shots, which is the only shot that I give Matise. You have to punch with weight forward. And, you know, you're going to put yourself in danger, but that's how you're going to stop the speed, and that's how you can actually try to land something in the chin.
Well, as we look at Chris Mannix's scorecard.
Yeah, I've got it a shutout, 80-72, 8 rounds to none in favor of Ray Ford. The output, the accuracy, just the ring generalship. Raven Ford has controlled this fight from start to finish. Even when he faces pressure just like this, he's able to skirt away usually and land combinations. So 8 rounds to none in favor of Raven Ford.
Hey, a couple right hands here for Matise.
Yeah, but he's not following up with the left hand. It's just straight shots with right hand. You got to come around with hooks now. See, just like that. Hook to the body. If you're Matise, straight right hands upstairs, hook to the left of the body. Then start your combination and your pressure from there.
I think Matise just said, I love it, to Ford. I don't know what he loves.
He loves something. He's cheering himself.
Whatever gets you going, I guess. But he's down 8 rounds to none.
That false bravado doesn't get to champions, you know, and Ford has been there, done that.
Which fighter talked the most trash to you in the ring?
I can't remember right now. You know, Vernon Forrest.
Really?
Yeah, the great Vernon Forrest. He had a lot to say leading up to that fight, inside the ring, outside the ring.
For those that don't know, Vernon Forrest, the fighter that Sergio beat for the world title and then lost it back to him 3 months later.
You know, there's like 3 conversations going on. One between Raymond Ford, one Thomas Matise, one between Raymond Ford and the corner of Thomas Matise. Montana Love in the corner of Thomas Matise. So Raymond Ford going at it with everybody right now.
Well, Ford is pitching a shutout, so he can say whatever he wants. As for Matise, not sure what he can brag about. The crowd's had about enough of it, too.
Last round, touch glove, last round. Take that deep breath. Hey, stay smart. Keep touching them, have fun. Don't take it, you ain't got go right hand. That's all you're looking for. That shit, every time you touch this little nigga, you hurting, bro. Now I don't give a, like I tell you, I don't care if you windmill in this hole, bro. Let that shit go. You gotta let it go. Leave it all in here now. All right? I believe you can do it, bro. Because when you touch him with one, you buckling him, but you're not following up. You gotta follow up with the shot. Start putting it up and down. Just let that shit go in there. Defense high, and work, bro. Catch and shoot. Off of that shit.
At the press conference earlier this week, Eddie Hearn turned to Ray Savage Ford and said, "This fight isn't going to be easy, is it?" And Ford answered, "It might be. Let's see." And so far, Sergio, he's made it look easy.
That's what happens when you have that much talent and confidence.
Montana Love's right in the corner of Matise. When he lets that right hand go, he has had a measure of success, but he's not following up on it. And he's allowing Ray Ford to dictate the pace of this fight, to control the output of this fight, just every aspect.
Well, it's now or never for Thomas Matise, who started out his career 13-0, and since then 9 wins, 4 losses, and a draw. He's headed to his 5th loss, unless something outrageous takes place in the last 2 minutes and change. Coming up next, it is our main event. Jaron Ennis from nearby Philadelphia taking on Elimantas Stanionis from Lithuania. 3 belts on the line.
Yeah, Ford doesn't have no respect for Matise. He's not even flinching anytime Matise feints, attempts to punch, tries to get something started. Ford is just cool and calm, ready to counter.
Matise isn't running at this point, but he seems very much to be in more survival mode than win. He's got to know he's down on the scorecards and isn't let his hands go like a guy that wants to win a fight would probably do.
No, he resigned from this fight. I don't think he has anything left to give or to offer. I mean, Raymond Ford has had an answer for every single thing that Matise tried to get started.
Matise, a three-time Ohio State Golden Gloves champion. That was a long time ago. He's 34 years old now, and it might be the end of the line as far as having significant fights and opponents going forward. As for Ford, it's hard to criticize a guy that looks like he's going to win all 10 rounds. Swing and a miss from Matise. 20 seconds to go.
I think this is a excellent showcase for Raymond Ford as he targets that next world title fight. The next guy in front of him most likely will be Sugar Nunez, who has a lot of power and is a very aggressive fighter. That will be the boxer versus the puncher if that fight materializes. And certainly one of the best you can make at 130 pounds.
Ford will be ready for that. I mean, he just went the distance here, got some rounds in, won every single round, didn't get hurt, didn't get bloody, didn't get cut. He's going to be ready for Sugar Nunez.
Ford will be ready for Nunez, but Matise was not ready for Ford in any sense of the word. Ford dominant. In fact, Ford's first round was his best round, and that sort of put Matise on the back foot, made him rethink his strategy, and he just never got his motor going.
Yeah, that was his best round, and like I said in the beginning of the round, he probably didn't win it, but it was a good round. But this could easily be another shutout. I mean, we've seen Ray Ford shut out opponents, and aside from getting a knockout, that's just as impressive.
We're headed back to Saudi, this time for Canelo Alvarez, who takes on William Skull for the Undisputed Super Middleweight Championship. This is the first time Canelo's ever fought professionally outside of North America. He'll be in Riyadh May 3rd. That fight available to buy soon on DAZN. There's the Continental North American belt, Sergio. Does that mean anything to Ray Ford?
Now that he's won the real championship, I would say no. He's always going to carry himself as a legitimate champion. He won the main one, so anything else is just going to be secondary.
Well, David Diamante has the numbers. Let's find out if Ray Savage Ford did indeed win all 10 rounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds here at Boardwalk Hall, we go to the judges' score totals, and they read as follows. Lynn Carter, John McKay, and John Signorelli all scored the bout identically, 100-90 for your winner by unanimous decision. And still, the WBA Continental North American Super Featherweight Champion, Raymond Savage Ford.
Sergio, he made it look like a walk down the Atlantic City boardwalk, just strolling down through the ring, winning all 10 rounds in dominant fashion.
Yeah, he pitched a shutout, man, and that was a dominant performance. It's a hungry fighter in Thomas Matise, but yeah, man, this was just the Ford show, and on to the next one, because this is a guy that has a lot to offer. I mean, a young fighter, 26 years old, with that much talent, that much ability, with a promoter willing to keep him busy, this guy's the limit.
Chris Mannix is with Ray Ford.
Ray, congratulations. 2 fights at 130 pounds, 2 wins. How'd you feel about that performance?
I feel like it was okay. It was a solid opponent in there. He was real smart. I didn't want the stoppage, the knockout. It was times where I hurt him at times, and I let him grab me, and he was a smart veteran, so hat tip for him.
after that first round, your trainer said he's got nothing for you. How did that fight play out?
Yeah, he had nothing for me. It was just he could take a hit. Like I was trying to set him up with some good shots, but he's tough.
You mentioned a few times how much you needed to move up to 130 pounds. You look a lot stronger in this weight. How do you feel in the ring? What's different at 130?
I definitely feel stronger, sharper. I feel like I could be myself more. I felt like I was strong tonight too, but he's a big 135. I mean, a 130 pounder. So he know how to take a punch, and like I said, he's a veteran, so he know how to survive. And he was doing a lot of talking in there, throwing me off game too. But that's things I got to work on in the gym.
Speaking of big 130 pounders, there's another matchroom fighter, Sugar Nunez, who's going over to Japan next month to fight for the 130-pound title. If he comes back with it, is that the fight you want next?
For sure. I've been saying that. I've been telling Eddie this. Been telling my team this. He know I want this fight. It's up to him if he want to fight me. So that's the real question. So hopefully he go over there and do his thing, bring that belt back so we can get it on.
Congratulations, Ray.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
How about this stat, Sergio? Listen to this. Thomas Matise landed 24 punches, which is tied for the second fewest in CompuBox history for a 10-round fight.
That is a fighter that was punch shy, Todd Grisham. Someone that it wasn't the power that was keeping him intimidated or shy. Like I said, it was the fact that it was the speed, it was the accuracy, it was everything that Ray Ford did, man. And he always kept the fight in the middle of the ring. That's another thing. That's ring generalship. He kept it in the ring. He dominated in the middle. Against the ropes, he was confident. It was a Ray Ford show all night. I mean, just pot shotting. Right there, Matise is a veteran. He's seen this before. He's seen guys with speed, seen guys with power. But whenever you have guys doing that, going in and out with quick feet, coming in with lead left hands, power jabs like that from Ray Ford, and the confidence of going forward, not getting hit with nothing. That's another great performance from the Savage.
So he's making the exit. Ray Savage Ford. He wants that world title shot against Sugar Nunez if he can come up with a big win over in Japan next month. High five and hugs and hand pounds to all his Camden, New Jersey friends and family who made the trek here to Atlantic City. Total punches. Look at this. 24 landed punches. Sergio, you're not good at math, but that's basically a little over 2 punches landed per round for Matise.
That's incredible, man. That is incredible. I don't think I've ever seen a stat like that in a decision.
Ford landed 104 more punches. One fight to go, ladies and gentlemen. You see what's on the line. The Ring Magazine IBF and WBA welterweight championships. 2 men, unbeaten. Jaron Boots Ennis, Elimantas Stanionis. That fight is next.
Whoa.
Oh, it's you. Beat it. Take that. Let's go. You're done. Benelin. Tough on Cobb.
Virgil, Jerry, Totti.
Cookies or cream. Crunchy cookies or smooth cream. How about both?
Trying to quit? Face off against your cravings with Nicorette, the official quit smoking partner of the NHL.
Hey, it's your gut instinct. Always one step ahead. I know what's up and who's up. So next time the game's on and it feels game-changing, bet your way with Betway.
Name's Conrad Harrigan, family man. And if you cross my family, well, you'd better pray.
I just asked.
I asked. We just asked.
Is Ozempic right for you? Just ask your doctor. Inspired by Daredevil Born Again, we give you the new Hot Honey Sandwich from Mary Brown's Chicken. Our 100% Canadian chicken breast, smothered in a sweet, spicy hot honey sauce and fully loaded for intense heat. Daredevil Born Again, now streaming on Disney+.
Breaking news, a brand new game is now live at Bet365. More from Alex.
That's right, David. Introducing our exclusive game, Prize Matcher, a daily game that's never ordinary. All you have to do is match as many tiles as you can. The more you match, the better. We also have top table games like our incredible Super Spin Roulette, as well as a huge selection of slots.
Wow. Well, there you have it. Check out our amazing games and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Every fighter steps into the ring alone. So who's in your corner matters.
Who do you want?
It's me,
your brother. I know. You can't tell from the tone of my voice that I know it's you.
Family's complicated. They know your weak spots.
I need your help.
They know where you break, but they also know how to put you back together. So when the bell rings, you want them in your corner.
Was your brother up to speed on the case?
A Fed, huh?
You might not fight the same.
You get these ideas in your head. Good for you. Let's get ourselves killed.
But you never fight alone. One bloodline.
It's a family thing. Are you ready?
Zero backup.
Yeah.
Because brotherhood, it hits different.
I guess it hit more than I thought.
The inaugural Riyadh season WBC Boxing Grand Prix is being dubbed the World Cup of Boxing and will feature 128 fighters competing to be crowned one of the 4 Grand Prix champions.
Hey, one quick thing. Hey, appreciate everybody coming through, kicking it with me, man, for this live Boot Ennis reaction to his fight, man. We got Boot Ennis coming up next. Main event, man. Appreciate y'all coming in here, kicking it with me, listening to the round by round fight, man. If y'all enjoying the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Double tap the screen for the Lizites. And if you're new to the channel, like I tell everybody, of course, you know I'm a boxing fan, but we also do the NFL, NBA, college basketball, college football. We do a little bit of everything over here. So if y'all like me, y'all like to do the barbershop sports talk, y'all most definitely subscribe to the channel, man. And double tap that screen for the likes, man. I call myself a knockoff ESPN. So, hey, if y'all like me, y'all like to talk a little bit about all kind of sports, y'all most definitely come to the right channel, man. But, hey, we about to get it, man. I'm most definitely looking for Boot Ennis to get back on track. Hopefully he get a knockout this fight, man. But Stanionis, I think that's his name, Stanionis. He a good, solid fighter, man. It should be a good fight. But I'm most definitely looking for Boot Ennis to get back on track, man. Hopefully his last 2 fights, he won them. But, you know, a lot of fans weren't really happy with how the fight went, even though he won the fight. So let's see if he can get back on track, man. Hopefully maybe get a knockout this fight, man. But, hey, it's on and popping. Y'all already knew it. It's on and popping, baby. Boot Ennis about to get ready to fight, man. Main event. I'm about to get ready to turn the volume back up. They about to get ready to come out, man. So once again, appreciate y'all kicking it with me, man. Let's get it.
One of the most heated rivalries in boxing, Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn will look to settle their long-standing feud April 26th. Plus, Queensberry will make a long-awaited return to Scotland at the OVO Hydro in Glasgow in May, when former undisputed world champion Josh Taylor makes his return to the ring at welterweight against WBO European champion Eko Asuman. Plus, it's a huge back-to-back night of fights as the Ring Magazine presents Ryan Garcia versus Raleigh Romero live May 2nd from Times Square in New York City. The fight card also features Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez and Teofimo Lopez versus Arnold Barboza Jr. Then, the next fight, Canelo Alvarez's first professional fight outside the U.S. or Mexico, will be against undefeated William Skull for the undisputed super middleweight title on May 3rd. Now to Chris Mannix and Eddie Hearn.
Well, thank you, Emily. Eddie, you're back here in Atlantic City. Got your first world champion here in Atlantic City. That Barker guy, what's he up to these days?
I think he's got a little job for DAZN flying around the world, enjoyed himself. Some great memories back then. Lost here with Carl Froch against Andre Ward, Gavin Reese against Adrian Broner, but a big one tonight.
Yeah, big one tonight for Boot Tennis, going for the Unified Championship. We're going to get to that in a second. We just saw the promo for Chris Eubank Jr. against Connor Ben. It is going to be an outstanding atmosphere in Tottenham. There's no doubt about that. But opinions on the outcome of this fight, they certainly vary. Make the case for your guy Connor Ben to come up with the win.
Well, firstly, I can't believe it's 2 weeks away. I've been waiting 2.5 years or so for this fight. I've got to say, my man is in the shape of his life, the form of his life. He's taken himself completely away from everything, with his father, with Tony Sims, with Dan Lawrence, with the whole team, Pedro. This is the complete camp. He's put his absolute everything into this training camp. He's been sparring Bruno Saras, 168-pounder fighting Munguia. He's been sparring William Skull, fighting Canelo Alvarez at 168. Denzel Bentley up at 160. He is looking absolutely sensational. We appreciate the risk. It's a step 2 divisions up, and that's what makes it a 50-50 fight. But I see Conor Benn winning this fight inside 6 rounds. He is coming with bad intentions to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. 65,000 people in one of the biggest British fights of all time. Watch what you see from this young man, the much smaller man. Going to be chopping down a tree of Chris Eubank Jr. Watch him fall at Spurs on April 26th.
I'm ready to go. 2 years away, 2 weeks away now. Incredible fight. That's going to happen in a couple of weeks' time. All right, there's been some drama in boxing over the last couple of weeks, as there always is. But Oscar De La Hoya, your friend, he tweeted out there that Shakur Stevenson had backed out of a fight against William Zepeda. Shakur responded very quickly, saying no, that he didn't. So what happened there, and will we see Shakur facing William Zepeda?
Absolutely, as long as William Zepeda stays in the race to do it with the order from the WBC. Shakur is the champion. If Shakur doesn't fight Zepeda and Zepeda doesn't get out of the way, Shakur loses his title. That's not happening. He's 100% in that fight. Originally, that fight was going to take place in Saudi. Now it's going to take place probably in America. The deal changed between the two countries. There's still a lot of conversations, but our conversations are now with Eric Gomez, with Oscar De La Hoya to make that fight. It's a big fight. Shakur Stevenson against Zepeda. I think it's one of the best in the sport. Let's make it happen. We're speaking to DAZN. Shakur's here tonight. He's ready to go. July, August, whenever. Let's get that scheduled. A great fight for the division.
Confident you can make a deal?
I think so. I believe Oscar and Eric, I think they want the fight. I think Zepeda wants the fight. He's had that rematch now with Farmer. Why not? Time to change for the world title and a very good fight against Shakur Stevenson.
All right, let's talk about Dimitri Bivol. Just a few weeks or months now removed from becoming the undisputed champion at light heavyweight. He has elected to drop his WBC belt and pursue a trilogy fight with Artur Beterbiev instead of facing David Benavidez. The WBC didn't like that very much. Do you agree with that decision?
Well, we had no choice. We have a contract. I mean, when His Excellency, who was very courteous to give us the rematch with Beterbiev, despite us thinking we won that first fight, we did the same in the second fight. We said to His Excellency, and we signed a contract that said, if Bivol wins, then we will have the trilogy fight with Beterbiev. It's only fair. It's also the biggest fight in the sport, the division, sorry. And I was surprised at the quickness from the WBC. Bivol just became champion. It wasn't like Benavidez was waiting and waiting at 175. They ordered the fight, they called the purse bids. It seemed like there was a bit of a public, assault on Dimitri Bivol. The reality is we have a contract. And by the way, Bivol Beterbiev is the biggest fight out there at 175. It will be a classic. We've seen 2 classics, and that will be next. We're very big on our word, and we're even bigger on our contract. That's what we decided to do.
All right, we are moments away from Boots Ennis stepping into the ring against the Elimantas Stanionis unification fight at 147 pounds. A tough year for Boots Ennis in 2024. It didn't look great in his last fight against Karan Chukadze, and then had the whole drama involving Virgil Ortiz. What have you seen from him this week, and what kind of fight are you expecting from him later on tonight?
Well, I've just seen a more focused Boots. I mean, look, when you're fighting down at that level, you can get yourself up for it. But those training camps, you know that you're a massive favourite. You know you probably don't have to get out of second gear to win this fight. He's going to have to go through every gear to beat Elimantas Stanionis, who is an exceptional fighter, all action, great engine, non-stop. But I think this is the kind of fight that Boots can show the world how great he is. I've got to say, look, we've laid it on in Philadelphia. He's done massive crowds. Tonight we're back at the Boardwalk Hall. It is on a plate for him to go and announce himself as a superstar of the sport. If he lights this kid up, then everybody can stand up and say, this is the guy. So it's there, WBA, IBF, Ring Magazine. This is what it's all about. The best be the best. Back at the iconic Boardwalk Hall. It's time.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of great fights here at Boardwalk Hall. I think this is shaping up to be the next big one. All right, moments away from Boots Ennis taking on Elimantas Stanionis. And Boots Ennis, no question, coming into this fight with something to prove.
It's been said in sports, you are built up to be torn down. Give the people what they want and you're beloved. Don't, and risk their wrath. For years, Jaron Boots Ennis has been one of boxing's favorite sons. He rose the ranks of the welterweight division quickly, showcasing speed, skills, and power. He was the heir apparent to Terrence Crawford, some believe with the ability to unseat him. 2024, Boots' rise stalled. There was the lackluster performance against Karan Shugajan, followed by the refusal to move up in weight to face longtime rival Virgil Ortiz. The goodwill Boots generated with spectacular wins over Sergey Lipinets, Thomas Delorme, and Roy Monvilla was gone. In its place, questions about whether he deserved all the hype. In 2025, Boots will look to rise again. He says his reasons for staying at 147 are simple. He wants to collect belts. He inherited his title from Crawford. Before he makes the move to 154, he wants to win more. Elimantas Stanionis offers that opportunity. Stanionis has had his own complicated journey. He was a rising star after defeating Radza Butayev in 2022. He has fought just one time, though, since then. Stanionis knows Boots has big plans. He'll enter this fight hell-bent on ruining them. 2 fighters, 2 belts, 1 chance to reclaim the momentum that has been lost. A 50-50 fight for the unified championship is exactly what both Ennis and Stanionis have been looking for. The winner will sit atop the welterweight division. The loser will fall back to the back.
Welcome back. We are live from Atlantic City. It is your favorite duo, Emily Austin and Ak over here. Nobody ever said we're their favorite duo, but now we are. You know, we just heard a lot of chatter. There's been a lot of criticism around Boots, and I just don't know if it's warranted. You know, what do you think about the criticism, and do you think it's justifiable?
Well, it depends on what you look for as a fight fan. Look, first off, we're the newest, but yeah, most wanted duo, right? The criticism regarding him getting hit in the ring is what people talk about. Why is Boots getting hit, you know, with that level of opposition? First off, his last 2 outings, very good fighters, credible fighters, and he takes risks in the ring. As I said earlier, he likes to mix it up. He wants knockouts. The only way to get that is to be in the line of fire and take risks in the ring. And when you do that, you're going to get hit. Boots has the ability, the boxing ability, to move, use his legs. He comes from a boxing family in Philadelphia. He knows how to fight defensively, but fight fans don't want to see that.
Tonight, does he need that explosive win to get back out there to get rid of this criticism off his back?
Well, look, fight fans are very fickle and very forgetful. When you give them an amazing performance, they forget about everything that they complained about before. So you always want an explosive performance, no question about it. But he's fighting another champion, right? So this is not going to be easy outing. Somebody has just as much to lose. Somebody that wants to be unified champion as well in Stanionis. So it's not like, you know, he's going to blow him throughout the water. But we'll see. Look, his team are saying we're going to see the best version of Boots Ennis. He didn't look like he was weight drained. He looked like he had no issues making 147 this time. He talked about moving up, but he looked strong for this particular fight. The fight fans want to see explosive. I mean, you see this building in here in a Boardwalk Hall. It's a packed house, not an empty seat in the house. They want to see a vicious knockout.
Listen, absolutely, but let's not forget, speaking of strength, Stanionis, his wife is about to give birth. He's representing his country. He's hungry. He's just as powerful as Boots.
Of course, I have kids, so I know how expensive they are. So he's absolutely hungry. He wants bigger checks. You know, when you have a mouth to feed, that motivates you even more. But he's going up against a very good fighter, one of the most talented in all of boxing, in Boots Ennis. So he also has a tall mountain to climb.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Listen, it is time for the highly anticipated main event. Let's get to that right now.
I'm champion, but I haven't yet to fight for the belt. You know, I was given the belt, and I'm finally getting what I want, finally getting what I deserve, and that's unification.
I want everything that he has, you know.
Yeah, I didn't care what champion it was. I told my team, I was like, just get me one of them champions.
I like when people are doubting something. I want to prove them wrong.
You know, it's nothing I've never seen before. Typical pressure fighter, I feel like he only know one way, and that's forward.
So see, maybe I'll run around and box, you know.
You know, I'm here to stamp my legacy, and like I said, show the world I'm the best in the world. You know, have my name up there with the greats.
For me, it's like sink or swim, do or die. I'm going all in this fight. No play, no game.
I'm gonna say though, you know, I'm bringing back them belts home to Philadelphia.
My perfect plan will be to get the victory, get all the belts. Next day, I'm flying home and straight to the hospital and take a baby out. That will be perfect scenario.
All right, we're just moments away from our main event. There's a good look at Elimantas Stanionis and Boots Ennis. I mean, Chris, both these guys absolutely shredded.
Yeah, both these guys shredded, both these guys ready. And look, so much on the line for both. Such a terrible year last year for Boots Ennis. Inside the ring was 2-0, but didn't look great either one of those fights. Outside the ring, everyone was talking about the Bergel-Ortiz fight, the decision not to take it. And for Elimantas Stanionis, back in 2022, everybody looked at him as maybe another potential star in the 140-pound division. Got a great win over Radzab Butayev. Then came the entire 2023 where he couldn't secure that fight against Bergel-Ortiz because of health issues. 2024, he fought once. He's 30 years old. He has seen some prime years wasted away. I can tell you, talking to him this week, he is hungry to get back on track.
And look at Stanionis. Look at how big he is. The wide shoulders. These are two guys that are in the greatest shape of their lives. But look, I think the rehydration is going to serve Boots Ennis a little bit more. He's a taller fighter with the wider shoulders. But look at those shoulders right there. This is a man that doesn't carry big knockout power as far as one punch, but he can put them together. He's a pressure fighter. Great chins on both these guys as well. Pinpoint accuracy. It can end in a knockout or it can go all the way to decision. It's going to be a great fight.
And with that, it's time for our tale of the tape for the main event of the evening, live from Atlantic City, New Jersey, at the famous Boardwalk Hall. Boots Ennis, 33-0, 5 foot 10 inches tall, taking on Elimantas Stanionis, who's 5'8". He's 30 years old. Both these fighters undefeated, both of them in their prime, both of them world champions. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. Will we see a fight of the year? Let's go to David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we honor both undefeated world champions with their respective national anthems. We begin tonight with the national anthem of Lithuania. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'll ask everyone who's able to please rise and remove your hats. As international recording artist from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Suzanne Christine sings her rendition of our national anthem. Suzanne Christine. Ladies and gentlemen, Atlantic City, this is the moment of truth, and there's no turning back. Now entering the arena, the WBA welterweight champion of the world, Elimantas Stanionis.
Lithuania has about the same population of Houston, Texas. There's never been a boxing champion from that country until the man you're looking at right now. Matise Stanionis has already beaten the odds to be as good as he is, Chris Mannix. Can he beat the odds again tonight? He's a 6-1 underdog and topple Boots Ennis.
I think he's got a great chance to do it. There's a tremendously talented young fighter, former European gold medalist, 2016 Olympian, 15-0 as a professional. The only thing that has stopped Elimantas Stanionis from climbing the ranks is bad luck and probably some political inactivity that's occurred in boxing. But this guy, he is the real deal. He is a pure pressure fighter. All gas, no brakes is what he said this week, and that is exactly the type of fight I expect from him.
And now entering the arena, here is the reigning, defending, undefeated IBF welterweight champion of the world, Jaron Boots Ennis.
I say you said he's young. I say.
He's coming out to the Undertaker's music, and his nickname is Mr. Catch a Body. Sergio, he's got that look of confident swagger as he makes his way to the ring.
That's exactly what Mr. Catch a Body should be aiming for, is the body of Stanionis. Stanionis has a high guard, which exposes the ribs. That's what he should be looking for. I think Stanionis has a soft spot for downstairs. Boots better aim for it.
Undefeated IBF welterweight champion of the world.
It's fight day. It's that time to show out, time to shine. Bring back home these 2 more belts, the WBA and the Ring Magazine. Please do not get out y'all seats. I don't want y'all to miss nothing. Do not get out y'all seats. Don't blink. Popcorn. I'm gonna run right into a rock. Everybody stay in your seats and do not miss this beautiful performance.
Here comes the man many believe is destined for super stardom. Jaron Boots Ennis, 33-0 with 29 knockouts. And Chris, he has promised tonight will be his defining career moment.
He's got Tyrese Maxey, Philadelphia 76ers guard, rolling alongside him with Boots Ennis. Is a special fighter. There have been a lot of very good to great fighters coming out of Philadelphia. Names like Joe Frazier, Bernard Hopkins, Meldrick Taylor. For a long time, Boots Ennis looked like he was on the path to being potentially on that list. Last year was a tough year for him, both inside and out the ring, but you are only as bad as your last fight. We have seen countless times, whether it's Dimitri Bivol, whether it's Teofimo Lopez, when you have an off night, you bounce back with a big night, everybody forgets what happened before.
Short-term memory, as boxing fans had, and that's with the fan-friendly style that Boots Ennis has, and chasing the KOs, you're bound to get hit, but he can shut a lot of people up, and that's exactly what he has in mind. I'm going to show y'all is what he said. Now's the time to show everybody and show out.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the iconic Boardwalk Hall here in America's Playground, Atlantic City, New Jersey, USA. We are live on DAZN for the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing scheduled for the IBF, WBA, and Ring Magazine Welterweight Championship of the World. It's all being brought to you courtesy of Mr. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing in association with Tom Brown's TGB Promotions. We're sponsored by Bet Online, Everlast, El Mexicano, O'Reilly Auto Parts, Riyadh Season, Visit Atlantic City, and Drip. This bout is sanctioned under the auspices of the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board. The commissioner is Larry Hazard. the International Boxing Federation. The president is Daryl J. Peoples. The supervisor is Malvina Lathan, and the World Boxing Association. The president, Gilberto Jesus Mendoza. The supervisor is Jose Oliver Gomez. Introducing your 3 judges scoring this world title unification from ringside. From New Jersey, Mark Constantino. From Connecticut, Glenn Feldman. And from New York, Kevin Morgan. And at the sound of the bell, your third man in the ring, referee David Fields. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the stage is set and we are here. This is it. The time has come. I said the time has come! From the 4 corners of the world to the 4 corners of this ring right here at Boardwalk Hall, Atlantic City, New Jersey. The fight starts now! Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He wears black with silver. He scaled 146 3/4 pounds. Professional record, perfect. 15 fights, 15 victories, with 9 of them coming by way of knockout. Tonight, he makes his second defense of his world title. Here is the 2016 Olympian fighting out of Kaunas, Lithuania, the reigning, defending, undefeated WBA welterweight champion of the world, Elimantas Stanionis. Stanionis. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He wears green, white, and gray. He scaled at already 146 1/2 pounds. His professional record also perfect. 33 fights, 33 victories, with 29 big wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, he makes his third defense of his world title. Here is the popular, skilled, and hard-hitting welterweight phenom, proudly fighting out of and representing his home of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Introducing the reigning, defending, undefeated IBF welterweight champion of the world, Jaron Ennis. Ennis.
Okay, gentlemen, I'm scheduled to box 12 rounds for the IBF and WBA welterweight championship of the world. Going over the rules in the dressing room, I expect you to obey my commands at all times. Most of all, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves, good luck. Let him rock.
So many incredible fights have taken place in this building in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Holyfield, Foreman, Tyson, Spinks, Pavlik, Taylor, Gotti, Ward, ladies and gentlemen. Dare we expect another thriller? This is for the unified welterweight championship of the world. Elimantas Stanionis and Jaron Boots Ennis. Could we see a fight of the year contender? Here we go. 12 championship rounds between 2 undefeated champions.
They see Elimantas Stanionis is going to try to set the pace of this fight early. He is a pressure fighter and wants to come forward all night long.
And you can see Boots Ennis coming out from that orthodox stance, right-handed. I personally think he's a better southpaw. And against fighters like Stanionis, you want to give him the different looks. You want to give him a different perspective. You know, he probably expected Boots to come out southpaw, coming out orthodox.
You see Boots early on aiming a little bit for that midsection. That's the one area that's open in this sort of shell defense that Stanionis fights in.
Stanionis' motto in this fight, all gas, no brakes. He promises to take the fight to Boots and not go backwards.
Yeah, but with a model like that, all gas, no brakes, you're bound to run into an accident, you know? Guys like Boots, they love that kind of stuff. That's food for them, man. Stanionis needs to be smart with that pressure, which he is. That's the thing about him, and behind that ramrod jab. But you can see that Boots is looking for that uppercut already. I mean, stabbing him down with the jabs to set up that right uppercut. Those are money punches by Boots.
And that uppercut got a smile out of Stanionis, who again, his wife is due any day with a baby. In fact, she was due 3 days ago.
Love that body shot around the guard by Boots. In his last fight,
nice counter left from Stanionis.
His last fight, Stanionis, he kind of got touched up in the body in those middle rounds. I love the fact that Ennis is already touching that body early.
The criticism for Boots in his last fight is that he was getting hit too often and too cleanly.
Because he fights to his competition, man. He needs to be motivated. He's not motivated by a guy that he went 24 rounds with. You can definitely see how sharp he is against Stanionis. He's not going to get touched in this fight unless Stanionis forces him to get touched. And you can see right now, Stanionis is not really throwing the shots that he normally accustomed throwing so early.
And Chris Boots looks bigger, doesn't he?
Yeah, it looks like he's rehydrated really well. And that's a part of this. For the last 3 or 4 fights, Boots Ennis has fought under IBF rules, which has required a 10-pound rehydration the next day. Because this is a unification fight, that 10-pound rehydration clause goes out the window. So he's been able to rehydrate perhaps a little bit more going into this fight.
Yeah, he was asked yesterday what he was going to have for breakfast the day of the fight. He said everything.
Yeah, and at the weigh-in, he looked like the smaller fighter, thinner. You can see that Stanionis is bulkier around the midsection, around the torso area, but rehydration, that is key. And the fact that they don't have to just do 10 pounds and actually do your natural weight, that's all advantage for Jaron Ennis.
Yeah, if you stop pulling back, you got a little mark on your eye. Look. Yo, when you shoot that southpaw, whip that uppercut, man. He's bending down and doing this. So keep your jab going. Keep that jab going. Oh, that's good. I ain't no but a little mark. Oh, huh? With a split bucket, y'all. That's all right, split it in. Boots, keep that jab popping, man. Look, don't look. Straight bite, straight to the head, come up there. Yo, go around.
And this is what you want to see from Ennis right here. Around the guard, that body shot right there. Didn't look like much, but that's going to set up uppercuts the farther this fight goes, because the pressure's only going to get more consistent, and hooks like that, those are the 2 best punches from Elimantas Stanionis. So the uppercuts and hooks, the longer this fight goes, the more violent it's going to get.
You heard Draw Boots and his father tell him, hey, he's ducking his head. Try and catch him with that uppercut.
Yeah, that's how you turn that high guard, that peekaboo defense against him. He hunches over and he has there's a way for the uppercut to land.
Boots has been able to keep Stanionis at bay with that long jab.
Yeah, which is fended off the jab of Stanionis, which is his best weapon. He's one of the best jabbers in all of boxing. Lands about 10 jabs per round, connects at about a 36% connect rate. That's a major weapon for him, not just in scoring shots, but setting up other ones.
Not only that, but you're using your advantages, your height, your 6-inch reach. That's what you want to do with your Boots right now. Keep this fight in the middle of the ring, stay off the ropes, and keep popping that jab and looking for that left uppercut. So this is going to be a fight where, of course, the Matador is going to have the advantage over the Bull because the Bull has slower feet. Stanionis has slower feet, flatter feet, and he cuts off the ring really great going to his right. But as a southpaw, Boots going to his right, he's not as easy as cutting off the ring going to the left. So you can see right there, when Boots went to his left, he kind of tripped up a little bit, Stanionis.
This is the 9th consecutive fight in which Stanionis is facing both height and reach disadvantages. And it's 2 inches taller, 6-inch reach advantage. Nice left from Stanionis. And then a right.
And that's the criticism we have on Ennis. It was a beautiful combination. Throw 5-6 punches, but got hit with one big shot.
Instead, Boots landed a good body shot there in that exchange.
This is the fight we thought we'd see. Stanionis constantly trying to come forward, and Ennis trying to cut him off at the pass.
Yeah, no feeling out between these two guys, just going straight at it.
Stiff jab from Stanionis, who says boxing is all about timing.
Everything revolves around that shotgun jab of Stanionis, but if he can't have a stationary target to land, it's going to be a lot harder to track down Ennis.
That was another good body shot. Left hand, right in the bread basket.
It's going to be all body shots, man. That's how you're going to slow down this tank. Is those body shots, those jabs, movement, lateral, moving to your left, right, switching orthodox, southpaw, showing everything you got.
Stanionis coming off a 336-day absence, only his 2nd fight in 3 years.
Okay, listen, the fight is getting close. Your jab is landing, right? You gotta bring the fight to him. You just have to have fun. Let your hands go. When you get in the pocket, we gotta start to the body, right?
Look, Stanionis right there, he should be aiming for the body, even though he landed a good headshot right there. That's what Boots is guilty of. He leaves that head and chin a little bit too exposed, but this is also what Boots is known for. Vicious counter shots like that, running shots, beautiful uppercut. If that would have landed the chin, that would have done a lot more damage. You can expect more uppercuts and sharp counter punching by Ennis.
Chris, is this fight starting the way you thought it might?
Start a little bit faster, but it's evolving into the fight I think I expected and most people expected. Good advice between rounds in the corner of Elimantas Stanionis. Marvin Simodio, his longtime trainer, say if you're gonna throw that jab, you gotta throw something else behind it. You gotta let your hands go when you're exchanging.
There's those jabs you were calling for earlier from Stanionis, Sergio.
Yeah, but see, he needs to do it. He needs to punch with Ennis. Ennis has a slightly faster hands. So if you're going to be, Stanionis is either blocking or he's jabbing. He's going to have to do a little bit of both at the same time.
Trying that wind-up uppercut to Ennis. That's going to be his punch. No doubt about it.
Now, Ennis is just, he's shining right now, man. I mean, everything just so smooth. He's not overloading on punches either.
It feels like we're seeing a decreased output from Stanionis than we've seen in previous fights. He's still walking Boots down, but unlike what we saw against Butayev and Maestre, he's not letting his hands go in those situations.
Yeah.
Boots is getting a little cute here, isn't he? Ate a right hand there in the corner.
I mean, that's how he always fights.
Oh, is that left hand? They're going to call it a knockdown. No, he says it's behind the head. One of the Lithuanians here in the arena, and there are a pretty good contingent of them voicing their displeasure.
No, Boots is so talented that he just takes his talent for granted, man. And sometimes he just gets a little, I guess lazy is a word, but a little overconfident. And that's when he can get checked.
And that left uppercut is landing consistently.
Those are hard shots by Ennis. See, that's the problem with that high guard defense. You know, defense like Winky Whitehead and fighters like Corte and Cloudy. They didn't get knocked out. You know, guys like that didn't get knocked out, but they got bruised up, they got beat, they got outpointed by fighters that are content hitting the gloves, going around the gloves, and of course stabbing the body.
Boots' team felt that, nice jab there from Stanionis. Boots' team felt that Stanionis could bring out the best of Ennis, that we haven't seen the best of Boots yet because no one has taken him to that next level. Can this Lithuanian be the man to do it? He's grinding and lands a right hand, but a counter left for Boots.
And that's what Stanionis needs to do. He landed a counter right on his own. He punched with Boots. He's going to have to go through the fire. Both of them landed big right hands.
Boots clearly has more pop, that's for sure. 29 knockouts in his 33 wins.
But listen, when you inside, when you inside, I want you to have his hand up and rip the uppercut up and bring that back up. Soon you throw it, bring it back up. Keep using that jab, boo. Let me see some straight shots sometimes. Hit the combination.
There's that shot. That's what they're telling him right now. You got to be careful with those shots going up top, especially when you're against the ropes. But I love these uppercuts that he's throwing from far, but he needs to set up those uppercuts. And you can see that left hook around the head, pushing him down. That was no knockout. Good call by the referee. But right there, that's what he needs to be leery of, just keeping the head in the exact same place. More upper body movement for Ennis, and of course, keep popping that jab.
3 entertaining rounds so far. Chris has Stanionis won any of them.
No, I thought third round was probably his best round in terms of landed punches, but I think so far it's been a Boots Ennis fight. 3 rounds to none, 30-27. His power is just a difference maker at this stage.
Footwork is a difference in this stage, Chris. I'm telling you, this is
you got to land punches, though. You got to throw punches.
No, I hear you, but Stanionis can't land a punch because he can't track down Boots. The only time he does land is when he throws with him, and they're both stationary. Good body shot there by Boots.
Yeah, these investments in the body, if they keep up, they're going to pay off in the later rounds.
Stanionis just looks so much smaller than Boots in there right now. He's used to that, though. Stanionis was scheduled to face Virgil Ortiz Jr. 3 times. We talked about Boots avoiding him. Stanionis had a bout in the first date because of an emergency appendectomy. And the next 2 bouts canceled after Virgil Ortiz Jr. dealt with illness.
And see, there's another fighter, Virgil Ortiz, that has that high guard defense and the same output, only he doesn't have the same jab that Stanionis has. That would have been a monster fight, man, because right now, Boots not only has the defense, the footwork, but the accuracy and power behind it.
Good right hand from Stanionis. He's getting his shots in, Chris. It's just not nearly the same power that Ennis has on his.
Yeah, he's got to put his combinations together a little bit more. Just the body work of Boots Ennis is so impressive at this stage. And he is one of the better body punchers in all of boxing. He's digging down there.
And look at slyly switching back to orthodox stance right now.
Looks like a small cut over the right eye or under the right eye of Stanionis.
Yeah, Stanionis said he prepared for both styles, brought in southpaws and orthodox fighters, lots of them, to prepare for this fight.
Yeah, but none of them have this kind of natural gifted ability, man. I mean, speed, power, long arms. It's a beautiful, beautiful boxer puncher right here.
Boots has told us, listen, tonight's going to be my crowning achievement, my biggest moment. He envisions himself finishing Stanionis and celebrating in front of this very pro Boots crowd, and he's given them plenty to cheer about offensively and defensively.
He is schooling Stanionis so far as making him miss. I mean, you don't make champions miss 3-4 punches in a row like that.
Career high payday for Stanionis. This is his moment. Can he cash in? He's got work to do. April 26th, an old rivalry will be settled following their bad temper buildup, which of course involved a smashed egg on the face of Conor Benn. Chris Eubank Jr., Conor Benn squaring off in front of a sellout crowd at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London. You can see it, Fatal Fury. Eubank Benn, buy it now on DAZN.com.
I don't want you to get cut. Get cut. You have to pay to get out if you're not ready. Remember, if you're not ready, don't chase it. Just stay in the middle. Recover nice and loose and start with the jab. Okay? Don't wait too long. If you're just shoot. Like bang, bang. You don't need to be punches. You just need to touch and throw in something. So let it go.
Round 5. Sergio, what would your advice be to Elimantas Stanionis right now if you were in his corner?
Well, you got to get physical. You got to get in there. You got to fight fire with fire, man. You're going to get hit on the way in. But you have the wide shoulders. You have those big biceps and forearms. You have that high guard. Take the chances, and once you're in there, you got to let it rip, man, and especially downstairs. You got to bang away at the body, the ribs, anything that Boots gives you.
Yeah, haven't seen a lot of body work from Stanionis, certainly not to the level that we've seen from Boots.
Because Ennis is not allowing him. He's maintaining that range and distance with that long jab. And, of course, that sharp upper body movement. Look at that defense.
There's Stanionis throwing some shots to the waistband. Trying to grind out some opportunities here in the corner. Look at the total punches landed. Ennis has landed 10 more. Power punches landed. Over double for Boots, 35 compared to 14. Good right hand from Elimantas.
Good shot right there.
And then downstairs, upstairs. That's what you wanted to see when he got inside.
That's exactly what he needs to do. And what Boots needs to do, better pick up that left hand.
Whoa, nice left. This is the best round for Stanionis by far.
Boots better pick up that left hand. He's getting lazy with that, dropping that hand. Stanionis is catching on now. He caught on to the speed now and the timing. Good body shot there by Boots.
Stanionis, the WBA welterweight champion. Fighting for the ring belt, the lineal championship. That's become the gold standard in this sport.
I didn't think Ennis was going to have this easy of a time out jabbing Stanionis. Stanionis has one of the best jabs in boxing, in the business.
Hey, he's winning this round, though. You think?
Well, this round he's doing well.
There's that uppercut. Stanionis blocking those punches, but they're so powerful, they're still seemingly doing some damage, backing him up. And there's a bloody nose now as he lands the right hand, but eats a left of his own. Boots coming on here as Stanionis covers up. He's turning into a bloody mess. Boots so relaxed in there.
In the line of fire, man, I can't believe how relaxed this man is. It's incredible watching this. It's like he's fighting Stanionis in slow motion. You can see everything coming, man. He's like Neo in the Matrix in there. Dodging bullets, dodging punches, looking sharp.
Start shipping it out. What you ain't going? Hey, give me them angles.
Okay, we're landing punch again. Yeah, very good. Not enough. So you have to smother him? Oh, after your punches?
Nice right hand right there, landed by Stanionis. Sometimes Ennis rolls with those punches, taking the power away from the punch, but most of the time they're landing pretty cleanly. But I think he's still doing the better punching, and you can see it by the blood in the nose of Stanionis, and the fact that he finally had to take a step back.
Yeah, I thought that was a very good round for Matise Stanionis, right up until the final 30, 40 seconds when Boots Ennis started to tee off and really opened up the blood coming from that nose. So even in a round that Stanionis may have won, he took a lot of punishment.
I agree, yep.
Yeah, the two guys walking back to the ring, walking back to the corners, the judges are looking at Stanionis is pouring blood out of his nose. Boots still looks as fresh as a daisy in there. And I feel like Stanionis is doing everything he can, Sergio. I mean, he's given it his all.
Well, there's levels to championship boxing, man. I mean, it's just how incredible Boots is. I mean, it really is amazing watching this man up close. Because he's not running, he's not boxing, he's staying in the pocket looking for punches. He's punching in between the shots, risking danger.
There's your total punches landed in that last round. That feels a bit skewed. 19 of 68 from Ennis, 10 of 31 for Stanionis.
And notice, look, as soon as Boots gets near the ropes, he goes right back to the middle of the ring. That's another thing that Stanionis have been issues with. You know, you can't keep someone in the same space. You can't get him against the ropes.
Big swing and a miss there from Stanionis. As Boots fighting out in a southpaw stance now. They're doing that front foot battle. You really put your opponent at a disadvantage if you can step on top of his foot as you're throwing a punch. Harder for him to move out of the way.
You know, Boots is the sharper fighter in part because he is most definitely the more active of the two fighters. Even though the two fights last year weren't his best performance, he still got 2 fights in. Matise Stanionis only got 1, that was off for the entire year before that. So he's had to battle stops and starts in training camps, ring rust that he had admitted affected him in the Matise fight. You know, we talk all the time, Sergio, activity does matter. And I think as this fight progresses, it's going to matter even more.
You know, activity matters especially for boxers, but, you know, whenever you have the style of Stanionis, you would think that it doesn't bother you as much. I think the footwork is bothering Stanionis. The fact that he can't compete with the foot speed of Ennis. And look, those body shots right there, that's Stanionis' kryptonite, I believe.
Yeah, he's shrinking, and now Boots teeing up with a left uppercut, and down goes Stanionis.
He softened enough to the body and came up with the uppercut. Boots knows exactly what he's doing. He's breaking down Stanionis.
The face tells the tale. Blood everywhere, and the body's not doing much better. Can Boots seal the deal here in round 6? 10 seconds to go. Stanionis still in there slinging his guns. And he'll make it to the end of the round. Richardson, Hitchens, Shakur Stevenson in the front row, appreciating what Boots is doing here tonight.
Okay? I'll start the fight. Understand? I'll stop.
And they're going to wave it off. They have waved it off. Stanionis' corner has seen enough as Jaron Boots Ennis gets his crowning moment, the defining win of his career, and he's done it right here in Atlantic City.
No mas for the Lithuanian, and man, that was a beatdown, a professional championship-style beatdown by Boots Ennis, man.
All right, y'all. He don't wave the white flag. He don't wave the white flag, y'all. That is a TKO for your boy Boot Ennis. I figured he was gonna get the knockout, y'all. He most definitely got the early stoppage. We started killing him with the body blows, man. But I'm gonna finish playing the audio because y'all know they're gonna talk to the fighters at the end. So I appreciate y'all coming in here kicking with me, yeah. Boots Ennis get a big, much needed win because y'all know the last couple of fights he had, he won them, but he didn't look convincing. So most definitely way better, entertaining fight this time, y'all. But appreciate y'all kicking it with me. Y'all make sure y'all double tap the screen for the Lizites and subscribe to the channel, man. Once again, Boots done got the stoppage. Your boy done waved the white flag. He didn't want to come back out. His trainer asked him, hey, I end the fight if you want me to end. And, you know, he said, you know what? Yeah, go on and cut the lights off. And yeah, go on and get the cleaning crew in here. That's a wrap.
That was just surgical.
Let's show you how the stoppage happened. A conversation with Stanionis. He didn't seem to put up much of an argument, did he?
He knew he was a beat man, and that's a That's a man that's going to be a father any day now, man, and health comes first. He knows he got outclassed by a better man tonight, and there's no shame in that.
Boots Ennis said, I want to be undisputed in the welterweight division. He's got 2 of the belts, only 2 more to go. And that's the moment that Jaron Ennis picked up his 34th win. He's got 30 knockouts now, and there's not going to be a lot of criticism for Boots after this one.
No, it's not. And like he said, I'm going to show y'all. Yeah, he showed everyone, all right.
Said he would prove that he's the best in the world, and if you're Brian Norman Jr., Mario Barrios, you're looking at this. I don't know if they're going to be clamoring to get in the ring anytime soon with him.
I don't think they want to get in with this monster, man. But look, Brian Norman Jr., I think he would compete as far as punching with Boots and as far as the power that it brings with him and the heart and the willingness to trade. But Mario Barrios, I think, will be a step down for a talent like Ennis.
Another fantastic fight coming your way Friday, May 2nd from New York City. Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero. In New York Times Square on DAZN pay-per-view. Also on the card, Devin Haney and Jose Ramirez and Teofimo Lopez and Arnold Barboza Jr. That's available to buy soon. David Diamante makes it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee David Fields calls a halt to this contest. The official time of the stoppage, 3 minutes of round number 6, declaring a winner by TKO. He's still undefeated. He's still the IBF and the new unified WBA and Ring Magazine welterweight champion of the world, Jaron Boots Ennis.
Well, Sergio, Boots is going to get those opportunities against the 2 other champions. They're going to have to put out a lot of money for Matchroom. Eddie Hearn's going to have to open up the pocketbook. How do you convince one of those guys who you think aren't even as good as Stanionis to step in the ring against this killer?
Money talks, man. And look, if anyone has that treasure chest of money, it's Matchroom and Eddie Hearn. I think they want to become. Jaron Ennis has a long way to go, but he has a lot of belts to pick up in many divisions. This is a multi-division talent that we had here, so it's worth investing, man. I mean, this is a guy that's going to be special, one of the all-time greats, man. I could just see it.
Well, let's hear what he has to say. He's standing by with Chris Mannix.
Oh, Boots, congratulations. You got 3 pieces of hardware now around your waist now, the unified champion. You said you wanted to make a statement tonight here in the ring, show that you were still one of the best in the world. Was that the statement you were looking for?
Yeah, I mean, I think I did, but I want to go back and watch it. You know, I feel like I was, just getting in my groove, starting getting loose and having fun. And my dad told me just keep pressing, you're going to stop me. And what's crazy was I had a dream that I was going to stop him just like this in the 7th round. But, things happened. It came true.
That was a terrific fighter you had in front of you, undefeated guy, former Olympian. You might have won every single round, plus that 10-8 round. What was working for you in the ring tonight?
The biggest part was just me having my fun, being myself, and having a live body in front of me. When I got a live body in front of me, y'all see what happened. I put on a show. I had my fun. I show you speed, power, defense. I show you a little bit of inside game. I show you everything. I feel like I said, when I got a live body in front of me, it's a whole different story. You're going to see a whole different Boots, and I'm going to keep taking it to the next level.
Body shots in this game are an investment. You were invested in that body very early in this fight. Could you feel yourself softening him up as the rounds went on?
Yeah, I felt him softening him up. I feel like I go to the body as much as I wanted to. He was much shorter in the ring. Like, the way he fight, he kneeled down. So when I was trying to really go to his body, it was like, I was like, all right, I got to switch it up. I got to get something different. So, and I did that, and I still found a way to get to that body still. And it's that time.
You were already a recognized world champion. Why was it so important to you to win a title in the ring?
It was very important for me. Like I said, for this IBF belt right here, I was the interim champ and I was elevated. I woke up one morning and I was world champion. I never actually fought for this belt, you know, and I finally was able to fight for the WBA or fight for another title and take it from the man and beat him. You know, it's a blessing, you know, and that's everything I always wanted, you know, and it felt way better than sitting in the bed, waking up, and I was IBF champ.
Did it surprise you at all that he didn't come out for that last round?
No, I mean, he's a great fighter. You know, he's a good guy, you know, but like I said, every round I just was getting in my bed, getting in my groove, loosening up, having fun. And I feel like I was just picking it up. And yeah.
You faced some criticism over the last few months, criticism that I know bothered you. How much of that did you bring into the ring tonight?
I definitely brought some of that in here with me. You know, they still ain't seen that yet, though. You know, I got a long way to go. You know, I'm just getting started. The party just getting started.
3 belts now around your waist. Is it more belts or is it move up?
I'm gonna enjoy my victory. You know, enjoy these belts. You know, take some time with the fam, talk to the team, and we're gonna see what's next.
Is becoming undisputed though part of your plan?
We'll see. You know, like I said, we'll see. Let me enjoy this victory. You know, chill with my fam and talk to my dad, my team, and but yeah, make sure y'all come to the after party. Meet me at the spot.
Congratulations, Boots.
Thank you. I appreciate everybody coming out. Philly, Jersey, Tri-State, New York, Delaware, Baltimore, DC. If I'm missing anybody, even everybody that traveled all over, even Lithuanian people. I want to thank Eddie, Matron. Appreciate y'all. You know, many more things that come, many more blessings to come. Shout out to my brother too.
No question about that. Congratulations. Well done. Eddie, we'll bring you in here. And Eddie, you said to me before this fight you wanted to see this man make a statement. Was that what you wanted to see?
What a wonderful, humble man. Not from me. Tear up the pound for pound list. This is one of the finest fighters in the sport. Tonight, that was a performance of one of the best fighters in the sport of boxing. Now the unified world champion, Ring Magazine champion, by far the best fighter in the division. He's going to be around for a long time, 47, 54, 60. It's all coming. You're witnessing true greatness. Now he'll make his way onto the pound for pound list. We've got to fight the other champions. The future is so bright. He's the future of the sport of boxing. And what a great man from a great city in Philadelphia. You should all be so proud of him because he carries your city around with him everywhere he goes. We'll be back in Philly soon. But tonight, I'm walking away. We've been saying for a while, we want a performance where we can stand on the ropes and scream and shout that this is the best fighter in the world. We got all of that tonight against a great champion. It was the best be the best, but it was a walk in the park for true greatness, a true pound-for-pound star in Jaron Ennis. It's going to be around for a long time.
I would say, Boots, you've learned not to make any predictions immediately after the fight from what happened the last time. But Eddie, you're going to be making some decisions, helping him make those decisions. What's your first call on Monday?
Listen, the first call is Boots wanted to unify. He wanted to fight the champions. People criticised him about not moving up and not fighting for a belt. He said, all I want to do is fight the champions, win other belts. We stayed patient and it paid off tonight. Now we'll sit as a team, Bosey, Everett, got such a great team of people. And by the way, this is a guy that's chasing greatness. He's making money and the money will come, but that's not the important thing to Boots Ennis. It's about legacy and it's about proving to everyone that he's the best fighter in the world. And he's a joy to work with because all he wants to do is give the fans the best fights. And he will do that consistently over the next 5, 6, 7 years. This is a true champion. And what you saw tonight was just a snippet of what's to come. There's so many names I want to call out, but I'm not going to do it. Tonight belongs to Jaron Ennis. What a star, what a fighter.
Congratulations, Eddie. Congratulations, Boots. Phenomenal performance.
Phenomenal indeed. And Sergio, as I mentioned a little earlier, I don't know who's going to be jumping up and down saying, I want Boots next.
Nobody. And that's the reason, you know, they haven't been. For a long time, man. For a long time, Boots has been under the radar, you know. Only the people that know the sport really well, people on this side of the East Coast in Philly, know what this man could do. All he needed was a promoter. All he needed was the stage and the slot on these events to shine, man. And that's exactly what he did. That's a dangerous guy, man. No one's going to want to call that guy out.
Well, Eddie Hearn is his promoter, and his job is to promote Boots. And as he said now, he should be on the top 10 pound-for-pound list.
I agree.
Well, who you booting off? Nakatani, Benavidez, Gervonta Davis?
Listen, man, that's a unified champion right there. I'm knocking off Tank Davis. That's the first one I'm knocking off because Tank Davis is yet to, you know, do it on the championship level. He's not even picking off champions. This guy just picked off a legitimate one.
Chris Mannix joining us back ringside. I just asked Sergio, do you agree with Eddie Hearn that this man now should be on the top 10 pound-for-pound list?
I think he's flirting with it. No question about that. top 15, certainly inside that top 20. That was the performance that we had come to expect from Boots Ennis when he was beating guys like Sergey Lipinets and Roy Monvilla. You know, a few bumps on the road last year, but now this win against a very good fighter. Make no mistake, Elimantas Stanionis is an excellent fighter, and Boots made it look easy in there in the ring. That is certainly going to elevate him on the pound-for-pound list, and I think there'll be some people that give him strong consideration.
Well, let's show you again how he got it done. Stanionis gave it all he had, Sergio, but all he had wasn't good enough.
He got it done. Boots got it done by softening up. This got to the body. You know, the thing about Stanionis is that high guard will get him in trouble because he exposes too much body. Look, see those stabbing shots to the midsection? That was slowly taking away the legs and the conditioning and opening up uppercuts and coming around the right, busting up the nose of the Matise Stanionis. And look, not forgetting the body on both sides, touching him up, coming upstairs. And this is when you knew Stanionis was looking for a way out. And Boots made Stanionis take a knee, man. He forced him to put the knee in Stanionis.
And in the corner doing what I think everybody would agree was the right thing to say, hey, we don't have a path to victory. Let's get out while we're still relatively healthy. And Ennis gets his moment. He mentioned that he was, in some regards, felt like a paper champion. The title was handed to him. Tonight, he earned the unification, including the Ring Magazine belt. And Eddie Hearn said, I don't want to call out names. Boots didn't want to call out names. Chris, if you're the kingmaker, who's he fighting next?
I'll call it a name. Brian Norman, 147-pound champion, just fought a couple of weeks ago. I thought Brian Norman would be here tonight. Apparently he's on vacation, just coming off a fight. Fine. I still would have wanted to be here to be in a position to build up a potential Boots fight. But those are two.
Didn't they offer him a lot of money already? He turned it down?
They made him an offer, but look, if you're Brian Norman's team, you're probably going to get more money if that offer comes around again for this summer. That would be my preference. Boots Ennis against Brian Norman, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Two undefeated, top-level guys. I would love to see that fight next.
Sign me up. That's exactly what needs to happen next. Look, all credit to Mario Barrios, but he's already been beat, on the top level. I want another version of what we just saw. Two undefeated champions going at it to collect all the belts.
Let me say this. If he fights Norman Jr., Boots will probably be an 8-1 favorite, 6-7-1 favorite. I want Virgil Ortiz Jr. Why not? Make the jump, make the money. That is a big, big, mega money fight.
Yeah, but I don't think that – look, I'm not poo-pooing that fight. I would still want to see it. I don't think that fight's going anywhere. I think Virgil is going to keep winning, still be on top, but I think that fight could happen at 154 down the road.
Here are the power punches landed. Boots, 65 of 198 for a 33% clip. Stanionis landed 29 of them. Some good shots for the Lithuanian, but it just didn't slow the freight train down. That is Boots Ennis. One final look at tonight's fight card. We started out with two KO wins, both body shots, and then the unanimous decision dominating Raymond Ford over Thomas Matise and Jaron Boots Ennis. As good as he could possibly be against Stanionis, and he's now the unified welterweight champ. Back in a minute. Hey.
All right, y'all. Shoot, I appreciate y'all coming in here kicking it with me. Appreciate you kicking it with me, Blackout, man. You say Boots versus Tank, next big match. I don't know, Blackout. Boots might be, I don't know. Tank probably would have to come up too high. I don't know if he would fight Boots. I don't know if Tank weigh enough to fight Boots. I wouldn't mind seeing Boots fight Terrence Crawford, though. I think that'd be a good one. I wouldn't mind seeing been kind of talking about him, the last two fights he had, even though he won the fights, he didn't win like, the fans wanted him to win, but he still got the W's. But tonight, he most definitely came out, did what he was supposed to do, man, got the knockout, got the stoppage in the fight. So shout out to your boy Boots Ennis for getting that big win tonight, man. Y'all most definitely come back through here and kick it with me again, man. May the 2nd, I'll probably do that Ryan Garcia and Romeo fight, and I'm most definitely gonna do the Canelo fight. I think that one is May the 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. I'm most definitely gonna do both of those fights, y'all. So, like I say, man, hey, y'all like the content, y'all most definitely subscribe to the channel. Double tap the screen for the Lizites, man. And like I tell everybody, as you know, I'm a big boxing fan, but we do NBA, we do the NFL, college football, college basketball, do a little bit of everything over here, man. So, hey, if y'all like me, y'all like to talk a little bit about all kind of sports and laugh and have a good time in the process, you most definitely subscribe to the channel, man. And kick it with your boy Big Tight, man. But hey, I'm about to get ready to get up out of here, yeah. I'm about to get up out of here and go night-night, like my kids be saying. I'm finna go night-night. Your boy finna go night-night. But I appreciate everybody coming in here, kicking it with me, man. Y'all more definitely keep your notification bell on for tomorrow. Y'all keep your notification bell on. I might do a live reaction to that Golden State Warriors and Clippers game tomorrow. I might do a live game reaction to that because y'all know normally I do the Lakers, but I gotta look and see. I don't think the Lakers gonna really play nobody because they done locked up the 3rd seed. So I'm pretty sure LeBron, Luka, they probably gonna sit them down. But if they do play, I'll probably do the Lakers game because y'all know I'm a Lakers fan. But I'm pretty sure they not gonna play. Ain't no need for them to play against Portland. They done locked up the 3rd seed. Might as well go on and start resting everybody. Get ready for the first round of the playoffs. But like I said, y'all keep your notification bell on because I'll probably do that Golden State and Clippers game because I know that's gonna be a big game, man. Because if Golden State lose that game, that's gonna drop them to the play-in. And Minnesota, if they win, that'll put them at the 6th spot, and the Lakers will play Minnesota the first round. But if Golden State wins, then the Lakers will play Golden State in the first round of the playoffs. So, hey, it's only popping, baby. Y'all already know. Lake Show all day, every day. But we about to get ready to get up out of here, man. Y'all enjoy y'all night, and I'm going to holler at y'all later. And once again, appreciate you coming through, Blackout. Rashard, 336. Be good if y'all still listening. Appreciate all y'all with your comments, man. We about to get up out of here, man. We outie 5,000.